Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Rush Racing League, the last race before the mid-season break with the Melbourne Grand Prix just around the corner. And we are here tonight with Division 4 at Abu Dhabi. I am your host and commentator, SJ, and I'm joined by the man. It's Mr. George.
Hello, SJ. Yeah, great to be back. And Division 4 was set for another fantastic racing here at the Season 8 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Going to be an exciting one. Of course, all the fever around Formula 1 starting to build up. Melbourne Grand Prix just around the corner, as you rightly said. And we are going to go racing in a few moments' time. But of course, it's qualifying. We've got Q1, Q2, Q3 to get through. 19 drivers on the grid at the moment. So those bottom 5 going to get kicked out in Q1. The next 5 out in Q2. And then we go for our top 10 shootout in Q3. I'm looking forward to this so much because Abu Dhabi is such a mixed track. You've got a mix of fantastic corners, low speed, medium speed, and high speed corners all the way through the track, and some fantastic places to get that DRS wing open, to get yourself past your competitor, and to make some moves in the track. This is going to be a fantastic race. Big tells from this one as we head towards the season break. Very much looking forward to it, SJ.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be a very good night. Looking forward to it tonight as well. And yeah, unfortunately, we did have a little bit of connection issues at the end there. Due to obviously no communication, unfortunately, in the chat, we did allow obviously Kickstarter to continue with a driver because obviously they didn't have any communication, and Kelly's internet just completely died. And we know what's going on at the moment with Cyclone as well, so we'll give that a little bit of a raise on that, but I can't be Superman, unfortunately, guys. I can run the league, I can do the comms, but I can't do everything else as much as I'm trying to. And we unfortunately didn't have no Division 4 manager because Watanabe was out of action. So I've tried to do my best. We still have 19 on the grid, so still good times there, George.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And, it's such a difficult thing to be, running everything in the background. And the Cyclone has really thrown a true spanner in the works for literally everyone. And we hope that everyone, of course, is safe and sound wherever they are. And hopefully power and internet will be restored to full capacity as soon as possible. But we have racing to do, so we're going to focus in on the racing. And we are going to make sure that we enjoy ourselves tonight. So regardless of what happens, just remember, folks, be kind, be respectful, and we'll enjoy ourselves here at Rush Racing League as we usually and always do. So now we've had some really close qualifying, SJ, in the past couple of rounds. Round 7 was absolutely wild out at, I think was Zandvoort, in fact. So I think this is going to be just as close. It is a longer circuit though, 5.281 kilometers, 16 times held in real life, of course. Lewis Hamilton holding the most wins by a driver, Red Bull Racing holding the most constructor wins at this circuit since 2021. There's been a lot of big antics throughout this race. I'm hoping not to see too many antics, but we want to see some good overtaking today, and I really think we will get that.
Oh yeah, 100% agree. I think the DRS zones here are very powerful, especially in that sector 2 area. It's going to be interesting to see who's going to make the overtakes. If you're going to make the overtakes in the first DRS zone, or are you going to wait on the second? Because the second is probably more powerful. Because you've got that double chicane as well, which is going to be some interesting overtakes there. Then you've got the new layout in that going into 6-3 as well. We're probably going to see some side-by-side action there. But this race was done last season as 100%. So these guys they know the strategy of a longer race, but they also know the strategy, obviously, a 50% race. So hopefully we'll have to wait and see how it goes. But yeah, back to full quali. A really good race to go on a breaks week as well. So yeah, looking very forward to it. And are we going to see, as my little did put my little event blogs in earlier on today, are we going to see a domination from Aston Martin or the Mercedes, or is it going to be a completely different team with the momentum going into the new break?
Yeah, honestly, it could be going either way at the moment. Well, we've got Jeneth going P1, no longer 24.016 by Uncle Morty for Red Bull. But just looking at the Drivers' Championship right now, Pep in the lead on 126 points. He is 23 points clear of Dynasty Sparrow. 2 Mercedes leading the Drivers' Championship at the moment to much avail and much happiness for the chaps in Mercedes team across all of our divisions, and of course team manager. He'll be stoked. Then it is Master Suck for Aston Martin, 102 points, 1 point separating him from a P2 position in the Drivers' Championship as we head towards the break. Ricciardo, of course, for Aston Martin as well, on 84 points. Then it's Wogjet, Nemesis, Panic for McLaren, Deadly Fuller, Cooper the Bot, already up into 42 points to his name, up into the top 10 immediately, only one race to his name in Division 4. And then that's basically it in terms of the rest of the grid. We've got Samuel Slammer and P10, T. Salmons, Evil Blade, Gags, Kotze, Brodster, Matt Yao, Carly, Bunting, Flying Kiwi, and F1 Go. And just taking a very quick look at the Constructors' Championship, 229 points for Mercedes. And Aston Martin trailing them by a fair amount, 188 points only. Aston Martin, they need some wins to their race, and maybe this is the time, SJ. Maybe Abu Dhabi is the place that the Aston Martins come alive.
Yeah, well, they have been coming alive the last few weeks. They've really been putting the pressure on Mercedes as well. You've seen the Master Sucks and Ricciardo have been finishing up in the podium consistently last week. Mercedes finishing in P5 and P8, not the best of finishes this season for them. They're sitting on P8 and P9 at the moment in quali. And we've seen some big teams go out in Q1 and Q2 as well. So this is going to be an interesting one. I think it's balls to the walls tonight for most of these guys because this is the last one. They're going to have a break, and then they're going to come back into it. And then we're going to go into round 9, and then after round 10, we then have another break. So which then brings in silly season, which is basically the transfer market, which is free reign. And we will have some rules regarding silly season being implemented on the Thursday or the Friday after round 9. So that will give all the TPs, drivers, new drivers and old drivers an understanding of how silly season works. But first of all, let's jump on board with some outlaps. We've got Bang the Bar on an outlap reserving from Division 5 tonight, and we've also got Captain Bilkinen. So who do we jump on board with? Bang, or well, it looks like we're going to jump on board with Bang. So I'm going to let you take this one away, George. Over to you on board the Ferrari of Bang the Bar.
Sounds good as we round the final corner and now cross the line. This starts, of course, his hot lap. Let's see, turn 1, such a tricky one. It's a medium to high-speed corner, left-hander, of course, and run out wide onto that curb beautifully as you head now up the hill and down through the S's section. Turns 2, 3, 4, very high speed. You're full throttle in this section down one of the hardest braking zones in the track. Turn 5. Gets it turned in beautifully, touches the apex nicely on the power early. That's what you need to be doing. And then, of course, your DRS window begins at this point. This is DRS zone number 1. We head into sector 2, a very long sector which covers the entire back half of the course. Now another hard braking zone into the chicane of turn 6 and 7. Maybe a little bit of a lock up there and a little bit deep, but looking okay, especially on the exit. Gets the power on. Absolutely beautiful. DRS wing flies open once again, and down we go towards the last part of this sector, turn 9. This is a very, very famous part of the circuit. As we all know, it takes a little bit of a shallower line into this one, which is usually the traditional racing line. Gets it turned in nicely, now towards the complex section. I like to call this one the paperclip area because it does, in fact, look like an unfolded paperclip. All these right angles under the MSC bridge we go. And the Rolex live read overbridge there as well. Last couple of corners, really tricky to get right. Does not actually hit the curb on the outside of the second to last corner, but decent lap there from Bang. And for reserving, not too bad. He's in the 123s already. It was a pretty tidy lap out there for the most part. Couple of small mistakes, maybe a bit of a lock-up. As he headed into turn 6, that's going to cost him a little bit of time, but overall, great lap.
Yeah, no, fantastic lap there from the Division 5 driver reserving up tonight. So big points for Mercedes, but a fantastic start for Williams in P2 and P3. Deadly Fuller and Wogjet. Someone spinning round there. Is that Uncle Morty? No, that's T. Salmons. Hopefully he gets that back up and running and hopefully doesn't impede any of these cars coming up to it. But at the moment, Master Sucks is leading the way with a 1:23.348. That's nearly 4.5 tenths quicker than Deadly Fuller down the P2, but a really, really good start there by the Williams. What about the other Aston Martin driver in Ricciardo? So we are going to jump on board for an onboard very, very soon. So Ricciardo. Okay, so here we go. We are going to go on board Ricciardo for his flying lap. I will take it away on this one. I'm just going to mute my phone so it doesn't go crazy. But We are about to get underway. Very easy to invalidate, especially in the sector 3 here. You do not want to be getting onto that blue rumble strip there, because that is where you will invalidate. It's so easy to do. You can have a perfect lap, and then all of a sudden you can invalidate. So here we go, going into turn number 1, coming up. Gets on to the main straight, burns a little bit of ERS, trying to get a little bit more top speed going on there. Rides the curb, getting onto the left-hand side. Now he's coming up the hill, pushes over to the left-hand side, onto the curb, very nicely, onto the right, rides a little bit of the curb, not too much, do not want to lose that back in. Then you're coming down, you want to keep over to the right-hand side, drop onto the 50, taking really nice sweep, goes a little bit off, doesn't ride the curb there at all. Gets onto the DRS, onto the first part. Going to burn a little bit of ERS. I think he's burning a little bit too much ERS very early on. Needs to be saving that for a last ditch of the second part of the DRS. Gets onto the 50. Does he ride the cab? No, he takes a little bit too wide there. Some very interesting lines here for Ricardo, taking some lines. Gets onto the left-hand side. Now gets onto the next part of the DRS. 27% ERS. Not enough in my eyes. Needs to have a little bit more. Coming now on purple in sector 2 or 3, no, sector 3 there, going to the last couple of corners, riding that blue strip, keeping as much as he can. He's only got about 15%. He'll push that onto the medium. Nope, still riding onto the hot lap. Coming on the last couple of corners, does he invalidate and keep it in track limits? 24%. How fast is he going to go? Is he going to be able to put it up there with Master Saps? Coming on the last corner, here we go. What's the time going to be? And he goes P4. It did look like a slow lap from the start, but no, he managed to pick up some traction there, and he puts it up into P4, separating them right in the middle. There is Pep in the Mercedes with a 23.476. So a good start there for Aston Martin.
Certainly. I mean, that wasn't the best lap there. I think we know that Ricciardo's capable of a lot more. Turn 6, he was super deep, and he did not get the car turning in at turn 5 correctly. That compromised him down the straight. He used that energy really, really early, as you were alluding to. And then, unfortunately, he had so much speed coming into turn 6, he managed to outbrake himself. So it just did not work for him today, unfortunately. Nonetheless, we shall see if he's able to do anything more as we head through the race.
And I think you've just been kicked, unfortunately. You have been. All right, we'll get you back in a sec. Let me know when you're back online and we'll get you back in. At the moment, we've got Panic and Ricardo in P4 and P5. Panic has just pushed it up there into P4. Cooper Bot leading the way on a 123 flat. And Dynasty Sparrow is still needing to set time. So we'll have to wait and see here. We're not seeing any toes at the moment. We might see that later on in Q2, but we'll have to wait and see at the moment. But every single person has set times. 23s from P1 all the way down to P8, and then it's 24s from P9 all the way down to P15, and then we've got 25s from Ados and Dan the Racer and Evil Blade. Now I reckon maybe old tyres there from Evil Blade. We'll have to wait and see. Are you back in, my friend, or?
Unfortunately, not just yet, but at some point I will figure out an alternative. I am loading up again, and I will let you know.
Let me know, and I'll get you back in very, very shortly. Hello, Coda, mate. Welcome to the stream, mate. I hope you're enjoying it. Obviously, Jarabot asking for the Discord. Has anyone fired that out to Jarabot? No. Good to see the mods helping there. Thank you very much, guys. Just jump in, and I'll get that out. Rekus, if you're in the chat, mate, you can flick that through. I will flick through the Discord now. Jarabot, just messaged me. So here you go. There's the Discord, mate. There you go. Jump in, get involved, have some fun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have got 4 minutes to go of Q1, and at the moment, it is looking like Dynasty, Evil Blade, Dan the Racer, and Ados are going out of Q1. And yeah, an interesting start here. We saw the Williams right at the top, and now we're seeing the Williams now fall further down the pecking order from P7 to P8. T Salmon's put himself into P6 there, so a really good qualifying time there. We've got 5 different drivers apart from the 2 Astons. They're the only 2 teams that are in the top 5.
There you go, and yeah, the Williams, those early laps that they set looked really, really competitive. They were still about 3 or 4 tenths though off the top time. So, you know, after right at the top, they're doing a really, really good job. And those early laps absolutely critical. Keep yourself up in that top 10. But I think this is one of those ones where people get more and more familiar as they do a little bit more running here, figuring out the conditions. Of course, it's at night, and you've got to make sure that you're absolutely aware of how that car is going to maneuver, how it's going to behave. So as people become more familiar, the track gets a little bit more worn in. SJ, I think we're going to see a situation where these times are going to start to collapse. We saw this in the previous qualifyings in Division 4. Everyone seems really spread out. There's a clear person who's got it all hooked up initially, but then it all starts to come together, and suddenly we're seeing gaps of thousandths of a second instead of tenths of a second.
Yeah, well, I think we will be seeing a 22, so I think the track is really going to warm up there, as we've seen Dynasty do a 23.9, way off the pace compared to his teammate there, so that's unfortunate. He'll want to improve on that, because at the moment he is only just going through, he would only, well, I think he would, going to be very close between him and Uncle Morty if it was into Q3 there, but we've still got 3 minutes to go. Ados is definitely going to have to improve. So's Bloody Who Cares, and Jennifer could be in the firing line as well, and I'm sure that Evil Blade can do a better time than 125, so unless he's made a mistake there, we'll have to wait and see. But at the moment, 2 minutes to go, I reckon we are going to see a few of these guys coming out. At the moment, Cooper Bot has decided he's going to call it. He's happy with his time. And Jerabot has joined. Yep, welcome, Jerabot. Thank you. Jumping into the league, mate. Hope you enjoy yourself. But at the moment, we've still got a few guys still to set times. Obviously, Jezza. Jennifer's now gone into P14. Nova the King has gone on 23.161. So he's really pushing his time there. So Ferrari now P2 and P10. So really good time from Nova the King. We've also got Anos there on and out. That bloody who cares? Are we going to see an improvement from these guys? Because Jennifer could be pushed into that drop zone as well. But at the moment, Jennifer, Jezza, bloody who cares? Anos down the race and Evil Blade are all going out of Q1.
Yeah, they are not going to be particularly happy with that. I certainly wouldn't be, and especially at Abu Dhabi, where a bit of track position does help a little bit, especially early on if you can try and break away from your competitors. That said, it's not over for them. They'll be able to do lots of overtake once DRS is enabled in the race. I'm still just loading in my game, decided that it didn't want to load about 5 or 6 times, but I should be in a few moments time, SJ. But nonetheless, this is going to be good. I think at the end of the day, we need to see who's going to be calm and cool and collected as they head towards Q2. That's not going to be an easy thing to do, especially in these conditions.
Okay, we'll have to wait and see how we go. 1 minute to go, and then we got some times coming up, so we'll have to wait and see how this is going to go at the moment. But just getting ready for the interviews in the comms box. But let's have a look. Who have we got coming round to set times at the moment? We've got Nova King. I think he's going. I think he's done. I think he's going to be completely finished here. We'll have to wait and see. He's coming into the pits now. Nicely done there. So he's done. He'll probably retire. Who have we got coming around? We've got the 2 McLarens. Evil Blade, he's on and out. That Dynasty has retired. He's called it. He's dropped himself down into P11. If they improve, they could be in serious trouble here. We'll have to wait and see what happens. Let's have a look. Pep has decided to retire as well. So we are starting to see some retirements coming through. Down the race, Evil Blade, bloody who cares? And Ados. Ados is one that's out at the moment. Who is the other one? Bloody who cares? Is... trying to see. He is out. So Bloody Who Cares is out of Q1. So we'll get him in for an interview.
I'm ready to be invited whenever you're ready. Get these interviews going too.
I'll try and invite you as soon as I can. If you're in, hopefully you're on my
thing. And
okay, let's have a look.
Yes, we will have a look. And yeah, looking forward to these interviews as well. Looking forward to seeing the mentality of the drivers going in. Yes, I've received that invite. Thank you very, very much. And yes, we'll see exactly what we're going to be saying. Because I think, I don't know, if you get eliminated in the bottom 5, SJ, I mean, you're gutted. But at the same time, there's opportunity in that.
There is definitely opportunity. But it's tough. You know, this track starts to ramp up. And we'll probably see the mid-22s in Q3 at the moment. But Ados is coming around the corner. Is he going to improve? It doesn't look like an improvement here. He is out of Q1. So that's another driver that's gone. Bites the dust. Is Dan the race or Evil Blade going to be able to get through? That's going to be the question. It'll be massive if we lose the McLaren. Jennifer looks like he's just made it through there. Dan the Racer, Evil Blade coming across the line. He goes up into P11. He is safe. Dan the Racer, what's going to happen here? He is out of Q1. So there you go. There's Dan the Racer. He is out of Q1. And Jennifer has been eliminated. Jezza has pipped him at the final hurdle. So Jennifer has gone as well. So there we go. We've lost both Alpines are out of Q1. Done and dusted. Not the night that Alpine wanted.
No, I mean, they have just had an atrocious season. Every time we think that they get a leg up and they're looking stronger, they just end up finding the wrong side of the grid, and this is another example of that. I mean, down there, both cars eliminated in Q3 is absolutely painful. It'll be painful for the drivers. It'll be painful for the team owner. And yeah, at the end of the day, they've got to look at what they can do in this lobby. They've got to find a way back up, at least into Q2. Otherwise, they're just going to be playing second fiddle the entire rest of the season. We don't want to see that. We know that Jennifer and, of course, Jezza, great drivers. They know what they're doing, and they just need to get things dialed in. Let's hope they can do that. Fingers are crossed.
Definitely. Well, there you go. There is your classification results. The top three. Cooper Bot taking pole position for the time being going into Q2. Nova King P2 and Deadly Fuller P3. Well, the Williams definitely pushed themselves up there. And unfortunately, we have lost Bloody Who Cares, Ados, Dan the Racer, and Jennifer Lee, who have been eliminated. Now we are going over to Q2. This is where the teams are going to start working together for those toes, because the toe is very powerful here, especially on that DRS zone. So it's going to be interesting to see who's going to go through. And we've got some big names going into Q2 there, George.
We certainly do, yeah. And a lot of people who were obviously expecting to get through into this Q2 session, the Aston Martins, the Mercedes looking so strong. I'm glad to see that we've got two McLarens in this session, Evil Blade and Panic. I'm hoping that we're going to see them up there in the top 10 for that final shootout in Q3, but we shall see. There's a lot of fast people here and a lot of people that were well within a good range of the top time that Cooper has set for Kick Sauber. It was a flat, I think it was a 23 flat that he ended up setting, and we only had about, I think, eight or nine drivers within a second, so it's not as close as we're used to seeing in this Division 4 paddock. But that said, there's probably a lot of people going, yeah, you know what, that time's probably okay. We're just going to sit back, we're going to relax, we're going to take it easy because no one else is going to be doing anything about it. First out on track, Ricciardo for Aston Martin, hoping to not set a banker after half of the qualifying session has elapsed. Instead, he's out there early, 14 minutes to go as the rest of the field begins their work. I'm predicting here that Cooper the Bot is going to be setting a pretty good lap time. I think we're going to see a 22, SJ.
He's got some serious pace. We're going to have to wait and see what's going to happen here. I'm looking very, very forward to it to see what happens. But at the moment, we've got two Mercs, two Ferraris, two Red Bulls, two Williams, two Kicks, two Astons. I think we've got two of everyone, I think, apart from RB there, Visa Cash App, unfortunately.
I do actually want to call that out. Captain Blackburn's done really well to get himself up into the top 15. Excellent work by him. He's improving. I think every time he jumps in the car, he's getting better and better. So we'll see what he can do. Keep a close eye on the RB Honda today. They might just make a surprise appearance in Q3 and surprise us all.
Yeah, there's still a lot of drama going on at the moment, and anything can happen. Obviously, there's no rain. Anyone else see that Red Bull garage? Anyone else see that red coming from the floors? Who coming from the floors?
We have an engineer who's discovered how to quantum teleport into the concrete. I feel epically sorry for that.
Coming from the floors, yeah. I know, this game is just it gives you so much, doesn't it? You know, I think it was a race. I think it might have been either Div 4 or Div 3, and Nova King's out.
He's retired. He's retired from the race already, so that is one of the reserve drivers for Ferrari, deciding he's happy being right at the bottom of the grid in 15th place, essentially. That's a real surprise, given that we did see a little bit of pace from him. Could have even made it up into Q3 potentially, so that is absolutely bizarre.
Has he crashed out?
In the meantime, the Aston Martin... I'm not 100% sure, but he is in the pits. He's hovering in the pits, and he is retired. So I don't know if that's a disconnect. I don't think it is.
I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing anyone leave or not, but we'll put that to a steward's onboard steward there, because I don't know, but that will be looked at. Q2. So I'll let you take it away. Who do you want to jump on board with while I put this in?
Oh, let's see.
Master
We've got
Sucks.
so many out on
There you
track.
go.
Master Sucks, let's do that, absolutely. We've just seen the Aston Martins working together really, really nicely. Master was there to give a tow down the first DRS zone to his teammate Ricciardo, who's only able to put in a 124.0. Bear in mind, that may be on slightly used tyres. They maybe try to take advantage of using a used set of tyres and slipstream all in one. I suspect this time out it will be Master's turn. These two working together so well. Into turn 5, Rigo, nice line there for Master. Ahead on the track, you can see his teammate. And Ricciardo is going to give him a nice tow down that first DRS train. So let's see exactly what this time is going to look like. Ricciardo pulls to the left-hand side. Through goes Master into the braking zone for turn 6. Hits the inside curve beautifully. Gets the space he needs to rotate through turn 7. And foot solidly on the throttle. 40% once he started the straight, the second straight, with 50% of his ERS. He's burned about 30% or 15% of that in the second area. Slides it nicely into turn 9, gets back on the power beautifully. Now the tricky section, turn 10 all the way through to 16. Such a tricky area as Deadly Fuller takes the fastest lap so far with a 23.4. Now into under the bridge. Good line through there, uses all of the track. Don't invalidate at this point, it's so critical. Gave it a wide berth, did Master, so making sure he doesn't cross that white line. Don't get the ire of the stewards, you don't want it. Beautiful line through the final corner and across the line for a 123.083 SJ. That is a fantastic lap, put together perfectly.
Yeah, no, Aston again, P1 and P3. It looks like they're going into the break weeks with high momentum and a really, really good start to this quali session in Q2. They're Deadly Fuller, though, actually sandwiching right in the middle, though, in P2 with a 123.399, so I reckon he can pick up some pace. Cooper Bot does not improve compared to his session in Q1. Only does a 23.471 there, so Master Sucks is 4.5 tenths quicker than P3 at the moment. Nova King was a skill issue.
Right.
Did you bin it, Nova King? Did you retire on track, or did you bin it? We'll have to wait and see. We'll need your footage for the onboards as well. But we're going to jump back off and see what's going on, because we've lost the Ferrari, which was massive. Turn 1, bin it. Okay, we'll have to wait and see what happens. I think he did bin it. But you are in investigation, so if you can prove your report there, it would be great to see. But at the moment, Cooper Bot up into P3 now. We've got Ricciardo in P4 and Aston in P1. What about the Mercedes? What are they going to do? We are jumping on board with Dynasty. Dynasty's now coming through to Sector 3. A little bit of traffic in front with the Kick Sauber. We have seen some teams work together that are on opposite teams, which has been a bit of a conversation in the Discord as well, and in the engineering rooms, in the comms, in the team garages, that some drivers are working together and helping their mates, which is fine. But when you're competing against one team against the other, I would not be helping anyone at all. And Dynasty coming across the line, goes a little bit off there, takes it into a P2 of 123.384. So there is pace in that Mercedes. That is their pace with his teammate Pep, because one's in P2 and one's in P6. And we've still got Wogjet and Panic still to set times. So these times are coming through very quickly. 7 minutes to go, George, and we're seeing some phenomenal times already.
Yeah, that's right. And yeah, Dynasty just didn't have a great last sector of that race, of that lap. And you saw him step out the rear, did not want to have any of it at turn 16. Then again, he will go again, no problem. He'll get his head down and keep things going. And I do want to come back to that point of teamwork as well. There's some fantastic teamwork out on track. Very difficult to get it synchronized correctly. We saw essentially the gymnastics that Aston Martin had to do to coordinate their laps, and they've done that incredibly successfully. I'm sure they'll be out on track at some point soon doing another, with 7 minutes now remaining in this qualifying session, and you really have to time it perfectly. One person has to go out, you kind of have to know how long it is until the second one goes out. You both do your out laps, and then the person in front slows down as they head into turn 5, depending on, of course, which DRS zone you want to give them the toe. That first one is probably the right one. It is the longer of the 2 straight. And then you basically switch roles in the next lap. And make sure that you're slowing down for your teammate who's going to be catching up to you. So Aston Martin have done that perfectly. We're seeing McLaren trying this as well. They're running line astern at the moment on track. So I think they're both trying to put in a good lap. Instead of timing it like the Aston Martins did, they're both just going to run line astern and get the slipstream. And it is going to be Evil Blade ahead for now. Panic will be the one receiving that DRS and slipstream through this lap. 6 minutes to go, though, so not a lot of opportunity left for these teams to get their times in. Between P2 and P5, or P4, I should say, there's less than a tenth of a second, really, or just over a tenth of a second between those 3 drivers, so it is very, very close. But then there's a big gap. Between P5 and P1, we've got 7/10 of a second at the moment, which is a lot. McLaren's doing their slipstream effect down the back straight, and it is Panic now who pulls out into turn 6 and gets things going. We'll see exactly what these times are going to be. Neither of them setting a decent time so far. Panic not even setting a lap in this point. Yellow out on track, but I think that's just a slow car. Yes, it is. I think that is Captain Blackburn, who's currently in P12.
Yes, we've seen McLaren do the toe this season, and it's gone absolutely swimmingly every time. So we'll have to wait and see. I don't know if it's worked this time. We'll have to wait and see. As Panic is the one that needs to set the time. He is in down in P15 and currently is going out of Q2. We'll have to wait and see there as he gets around the corner. He's looking very fast, running low on fuel. Little bit of ERS. What's it going to be across that line? And Evil Blade is coming in. Panic. What's it going to be? Needs to push a good time. Does. Puts it into P2. A 1:23.369. So there is a lot of difference between P1 and P2 at the moment. Master Sucks has done a fantastic lap. He's still 3.5 tenths out in front. And Evil Blade has now dropped himself down into P12. I do want to drop something onto it. I've spoken to this about a few things before. What's your thoughts of 2 teams and others working together on the opposite team? How do you feel about that?
Oh, I just don't think it's necessary, to be completely honest with you. I understand it. And, at the end of the day, we do have these divisions around the team. We do have that, of course, segregating people, generally speaking. But everyone, mostly, is friends with each other. Whether you're, a McLaren or a Mercedes or a Kick Sauber, everyone's going to be knowing each other. Everyone is going to have that interaction. So it's a friendly thing. I get it. But I think, to be completely honest with you, I don't really think that, cross-teaming in that way is really conducive to a good racing environment. That said, if there's no rules about it, then there are no rules about it. I certainly like to see teammates working together within the teams. I think that is absolutely brilliant and worth exploiting as a tactic throughout the qualifying session and, of course, in the race, SJ. But I don't know. I'm not a fan of the cross-teaming, personally.
Oh, okay. Well, Deadly Fuller has actually lost it out on track. He's actually binned it out on track, and I think that is going to push him out of Q2 because he is in P10 and he is out after the Williams were looking so strong. Good, interesting to hear your thoughts there, because obviously it's been a big topic in conversation in the last few weeks, or in the space of a week, that drivers have been helping each other on opposite teams, and obviously that's something that probably may get implemented in going into season 9. But it's extremely difficult to police. It is extremely difficult to police and deal with. But you don't really want to see it. You want to see, like, if I'm a McLaren driver or whatever, or a Ferrari driver, I'm racing with my teammate. And we're going to try and score as many points as we can, or finish where we can as much as we can. Not going to be helping a Williams driver. I'm not going to be helping a Kick Sauber driver. Even though my mate's on that team, I'm still not going to be helping. It's team. So yeah. I don't know. It's a tough subject. It'll be discussed, I'm sure, again.
I'm sure, and you and me could talk about it all night. I'm absolutely sure. But I mean, at the end of the day, if there's no championship implication, I don't see a problem. At the end of the day, do I like to see it? Not particularly. It doesn't bother me if there's nothing in. But I mean, if you're going to be towing along a Mercedes and you're at the bottom of the table, what does that mean? That means everyone else is going to have to start doing that. And then suddenly you get this runaway effect where the only time that a top team can go out is when they've got essentially a friend on track who's willing to help them out. So I don't know, it might be a bit of a slippery slide. That said, at the end of the day, fair game's fair game. And hard to police, impossible to police. You can't make a law about it. You can't make a rule about it. You just have to do a bit of a gentleman's handshake on it, really, at the end of the day, and hope that no one's abusing the general idea of it. But that said, I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, we have these slipstream effects. We have the DRS effects. They are in the game, and sometimes you'll just come across someone in front of you, and you'll get that effect anyway. So what's the harm?
Yeah, it's a tough one. It is a tough one. We are going to the closing stages of Q2. Ricciardo, I'm keeping on board with him because his teammate at the moment is taking pole position and he's taking it massively, 3.5 tenths. But we are seeing a massive difference here from Ricciardo. He's 4.5 tenths up. Is he going to be able to knock off Panic or Dynasty and put that Aston Martin up with his teammate? And that would be a great start going into Q3. Those two would be able to get the toe. And it's going to be very interesting to see how we're going to go. But let's have a look. He's in P8 at the moment. It looks like Deadly Fuller could be going out of Q2. But here we go. Here comes Ricciardo coming in the last corner. And he puts it pole position with a 23.004. And there you go. There's your double Aston Martin with 51 seconds to go. And then P1 and P2. But there's still time for another 13 other cars, George.
Oh, and Master has been pipped as well, so there's no longer a 1-2 from Aston. Brilliant lap from Machado, but Dynasty Sparrow wants to split up the party, and suddenly we find ourselves with a Mercedes sandwich in the top three. 0.076 is the gap between P1 and P2, and then only 3/1000ths of a second back from Dynasty to Master in that Aston Martin. Panic's time still looking very competitive, but 0.3 of a second off. This is getting incredibly close. This is the Division 4 that we are used to seeing. And now the question is going to be, can Uncle Morty do anything about it? Can Evil Blade do anything about it? Can Asif Alamadi do anything about it in Ferrari? Can T. Salmons do anything about it? He needs to find a time better than Dudley Fuller, and does so, I believe. Asif Alamadi goes up to P6, crosses the line, takes a checkered flag. This is awfully close, SJ. There's cars coming across the line constantly. We're going to have a big flow of them in a few moments' time as well.
Yeah, we are. We're seeing the two kicks. There's Cooper there in P5, Jezza up in the P8. Captain is out of quali. Who have we got next? It looks like we've got the McLarens. Oh, we've got Evil Blade. Evil Blade goes up to P4 with his teammate into P5. We've got Wugjet down there. That boosts Jezza down into P11. So Jezza is out. I'll let you continue because I'm probably going to lose out who's going to go through and who's not.
Absolutely. Pep does not improve his time across the line. Wugjet does not improve his time. P7, he's safe though. No worries there. We've got T. Salmons done. F1 Jezza done. Multi has not done enough. And the two Red Bulls out in Q2 and P11 and P12 for Uncle Morty and T. Salmons respectively. Captain Blackburn also done as well. Less than a second separating 14 drivers on the grid, and Ricciardo's time stands strong. Deadly Fuller somehow has made it into Q3 despite having a massive incident early on. And Wugjet was in chat saying, no, can't believe this is happening. Well, it has happened, and now, actually, you're safe. You're safe and sound, no worries. Q3 is going to be starting soon. Massive news, though. Red Bull out of Q2.
Yeah, and I've just announced that in the chat. Breaking news. There you go. Red Bull out. Drama there. And, well, look at that. Ricciardo taking a pole position over his teammate there. Dynasty pushing it into P2 there. And Master Sucks in P3. So Aston Martin dominating. But the team that has been pushing and pushing in the constructors, the McLarens, are 4th and 5th going into Q3. Do they have the pace to catch the ones at the front? That's going to be the question. Deadly Fuller, unfortunately, out with Uncle Morty, T. Salmons, Jezza, and Captain Bilkinen and Nova King. So we lose 6 in Q2, which is unfortunate due to the DNF there. So yeah. Massive news, right. And we do have someone in the comms box.
That's right, we do. And before we say that, go McLaren, come on, let's do it. Come on, go for it. Good stuff, chaps. I love it. All right, now back to the broadcast, folks.
Okay, well, who have we got in the comms box to talk to us about their lap? So, all right, Nova King, thank you very much for jumping in, mate. You are reserving for Ferrari tonight and looked a very, very good start to Q1. But unfortunately, it didn't go the best in Q2. What happened in Q2?
Yeah, I tried the hello, by the way.
Hello, mate.
Uh, Tried the used run for the first one. I think I could have got into Q3 on the used, but I thought there was a lot more grip than there was. Slammed. I would say slammed. It was a bit too much throttle for out of turn one, and yeah, I messed it up. But I think my Q1 time was good enough to get into Q2, Q3,
Hmm.
and yeah, I think it'll be fun driving through the field. Hopefully.
Yeah, no, it looked obviously really, really good in Q1. It was very unfortunate to not to get into Q2. But how are you feeling around the track anyway? Is Abu Dhabi one of your favourites? Is it a track that you enjoy?
It was on every game before this. But this game, it feels really weird, especially understeer at certain places. Turn five, I absolutely despise the chicane in the middle sector, but other than that, I like the track.
Okay, all right. George, any
Yeah.
questions for you for Nova?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, it's a nice flowing track. I do love this place, but yeah, as you said, a few maybe small issues with regards to how it's implemented in this game. Strategy mindset. Let's talk that. You're down at the bottom, of the grid, more or less, not right at the bottom, obviously. But what's the mindset going into this? You're going to be middle of the pack. That turn 1, 2, 3, 4 section into turn 5 is going to be really, really tricky. How do you stay out of trouble? How do you manage this race now?
I think it stays normal. It doesn't really change my mindset unless I was starting from the front, and then it's obviously a different mindset. You try to outbrake people, just get through the turn one cleanly, but be patient. I don't think my strategy will change. I'm still expecting safety cars and everything, so I'll plan accordingly.
Excellent. Well, we wish you best of luck for the race. Good luck out there reserving Ferrari today. Nova King, thank you very much for jumping into the comments box.
Yep, thank you. Enjoy.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll jump on board with our next driver of F1, Jezza, who's done a few races in Division 3 and in the reserve program. Give us a little bit of a heads up on what happened in your session tonight.
Messy qualifying for me. Mistakes in the same place on both runs. Turn 5 chicane. A little bit too much throttle coming out of the chicane. First run accidentally spun into the wall, so that run was gone. And the second place I was having trouble was a double left-hander second and 3 just before the second last corner. A little bit too tentative and started drifting one to get off the throttle before I invalidated, so not a good qualifying, but I'm not known as a qualifier. I'm better at race performance and qualifying, but still not happy with that.
Well, that's fair enough. Obviously, your teammate Cooper Bott, it looked like you two were either giving each other the toe or racing very close together, and he's made it through into P8. And obviously, there seems to be some very, very quick guys at the front. We've seen the Astons dominating both sessions in Q1 and Q2. How do you feel that Cooper's going to go in Q3? You feel that he's going to be able to put it on the podium, in the top 3, or how do you feel he's going
I
to
expect Cooper to be top 3. I think he will be top 3. His first run in Q1 was very impressive to come straight out with a 23-0. I think this last run, I'd be very happy if he got pole, but I think he'd be top 3.
Okay. And how do you feel that you're going to go in the race now? Is the strategy changed to not making it through into Q3?
The strategy does change when you're starting mid-pack or back. It's more cautious. When you qualify up towards the front, you don't have to be as cautious because you haven't got as much to look out for. But now it's going to be cautious lap 1, get in a good rhythm, and pick off after there. Try and stay out of trouble the first lap and see what I can do from there. I'm not going to be diving at anyone unless it's absolutely safe. I'm not going to be taking any risks. I'm just going to try and get no damage until everything plays out, and then see what I can do from there.
Points is the plan tonight for Kick.
Yes, points, but as many as I can get for him.
Good man. All right, George, over to you. Anything for Jezza?
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Yeah, and congratulations and commiserations at the same time. Always tricky to qualify here at Abu Dhabi. That turn 5, you mentioned it before. Just tell us a little bit about how complex it is. It's a late apex. You've got to dive in deep on the brakes. You've got to get it turned in. Sometimes the front end just doesn't bite. Is that what you've been experiencing?
Yes, and if you take too much throttle too early, you can actually start to oversteer, and you have to back out of the throttle, and you can lose 3 turns instantly. If you don't back out, you end up on that inside barrier. Yeah, it's you got to be precise with the throttle, and you got to do it at the right time. And I'd done it wrong.
That's right. Well, we hope you find that better in the race. And obviously, I think your approach to it is very, very sensible. So we wish you the best of luck out there on track, Jezza. Go hard, go fast, mate, and we'll maybe see you back here at some point.
Thank you, guys.
Cheers, Jez. And talking about Kick Sauber, Cooper Bot takes pole position with a 122.831. And I'll probably I was going to see if I could get a prediction in, but I'm not going to be able to do it in time, I don't think. We got Panic there in P2, 123.146, and Evil Blade there with 123.694. So both Mercedes in P3 and P8. We've also got Pep on a lap at the moment, coming into Sector 3, coming around the last corner. Let's see if he's going to see these Mercedes push it up to the top. We've seen some serious pace this season from Pep, and there we go, up into P2, Dynasty into P4, separated by McLaren in P3, and then not far behind is Master Suck, who has actually invalidated. So is the pressure getting to the Astons? George.
Ooh, well, when you are one of the fastest on the grid, you are then expected to be up there at the top. So maybe the pressure is just getting to him to a bit. Maybe he just overcooked it a couple of times. I mean, the line that these guys drive on is just such a fine one. One little bit here or there, if the car doesn't do exactly what they're expecting it to do, then suddenly they'll find themselves offline. They're having problems, but still a bit of time left in this sector, this session. So Master will still be able to go out there and get a good time on the board. His teammate Ricciardo not done that yet. I do also want to say that I'm a bit colorblind when it comes to anything other than papaya orange, and there was a McLaren 1-2 for a period of time there. Sadly, that's been taken away from us. But first 22 of the session by Cooper the Bot, and he's done it in absolute style. Put 0.3 of a second between himself and Pep. Wonderful stuff there. But Pep, we know this man has got a bunch of pace out on track, so it's just a matter of time, I think. I feel like we're on the cusp of seeing a few more of these 22s. The pressure does come up now in the last 5 minutes of Q3. The order is now being determined. Pep's going to come into the pits. They're not going to be running this lap. He'll jump in with a fresh set of softs on and then go again. It's an incredibly close grid, pretty much from P2 down. Cooper the Bot is just setting the times alike right now.
Yeah, well, we saw something very, very similar in Q2, didn't we? Obviously, Master Sucks was nearly 3 tenths quicker than anyone else, and then until the end there, we saw his actually teammate pip him at the end. So Ricardo has got that in the tank, but has he got it in Q3? That's going to be the question. Are we going to see these guys working together? Are we going to see the two McLarens? Are we going to see the two Mercs go at it? Unfortunately, the Ferrari and the Williams, they're on their own. But I've got to say, though, fantastic qualifying there from Bangladesh. He's worrying me if he's got this pace, because he is driving in Division 5 and he has put it into Q3 in Division 4. So he's obviously got some serious pace. Could be a favourite track of his. And Wogchat doing a great job in the Williams, the only Williams driver to go into Q3. Unfortunately, Deadly having that incident earlier on. We're not going to be able to get him in the chat, which is a bit of a shame. I don't think we're going to get the other guys in either. So Salmons doesn't look like he'll be jumping in, or Uncle Morley won't be jumping in. So obviously Red Bull probably a little bit frustrated with their qualifying session, and that's been quite a long. That's probably been the story of Red Bull this season. They can't seem in some divisions to get through into Q2 or even into Q3. They've been knocked out quite a few times. We've seen in Division 6 both of the drivers, and now we've seen it in Division 4. That's going to be a little bit of a big, I don't know, negative for them, because they are doing fantastic in the overalls. Got to say, third in the overalls at the moment, but don't really want to be starting that far back on a track like this.
No, you certainly don't want to be, and we're coming up to the season breaks. We've got a week off. We've got the first Grand Prix in the real motorsport for F1, of course, at Melbourne, which is going to be exciting. Everyone will get regenerated. We'll come back for another round. Then there's another week break. So this is a time where teams can find a little bit more time to think about their performance so far in Season 8. Bear in mind we're in Round 8 now, so we are a fair chunk of the way through the season. Still lots and lots and lots of racing to come, though, in Season 8. And we are looking very much forward to that, of course. But time for the drivers to maybe do a bit of a reset at Red Bull, SJ, and just gather their thoughts, figure out what they're doing wrong, maybe just do a little bit of analysis. Do the old Sebastian Vettel walk around the opponent's car, see what they're doing, try and figure out a way to keep themselves in the game, and then maybe we see them getting some better results through the second half, essentially, of the season after these breaks come through. So a bit of time to recoup, I think, is going to be the way to do it for Red Bull.
Yeah, it could either go the right way or the wrong way. Obviously, having that longer of a break, you get to a bit of a tunnel vision and you don't improve. We know that F125 is around the corner. We've still got no idea on dates. They've released the beta, but they haven't released it yet. They've got everyone to register. So they've kept that really, really hush-hush and kept that quite close to the chest. So still got no idea what's going on there. We just need to turn on chest mode traction control on.
Cheat mode.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah. All the other teams are running it, Salmons. So why don't you guys have the cheat button on? Come on. What's the F1hacks.exe? Come on.
Joy to key, here we go. Anyway, talking about joy to key, we've got Ricciardo at the moment. He is about to finish off his time. And is it going to be pole position at the moment? And he goes pole position with a 122.6. It's 2/10 quicker than Cooper Bott. The question is, has he gone too early? Has he not done it in time? It's going to be an interesting one here because Master Sucks is round and they got 48 seconds. So Master Sucks is going to be the last person you see. Well, he is going to be, we've got 40 seconds to go. So Ferrari will be the last car round. But we are going to see some times here. We've seen Ricciardo take pole position with a 22.658. We're on board Master Suck at the moment in Sector 2. He's up on his time a little bit, but not by much. But look at this. Ricciardo slowed down for the toe. Aston Martin have timed this to perfection. They've gone for the toe in Sector 1, and they're going to go for it. Yes, they are. Here we go. How much time does Master Suck made on his teammate there into Sector 2 now with the next part of the DRS zone? Is he up? Is he down? Is he improving? Is he improving massively? We'll have to wait and see. I'm still waiting for those times. We've got one more second to go. Q3 is done and dusted. He is just under 200 tenths up on his time at the moment. But we haven't looked at the other guys. I will jump on board to George very, very shortly as we've got the two Mercedes. They are definitely giving it the toe. We've got the two McLarens. They're working together. Everyone is working together apart from the Kick Sauber and the Ferrari. But here we go. Master Suck coming around the last corner. Is he going to put it a 1-2 for Aston Martin? 1-3.
Oh.
Back to you, George.
Oh, he's cracked the 22s, but not by much. And unfortunately, Cooper Bott still has him pipped with that 22.8. But Ricciardo, out of the woodwork, he came with no DRS chain in front of him. And Wogjet goes P2, and Dynasty Sparrow goes P2. Wogjet P3 with a 22.799. Not good enough for the top step. Cooper the Bot pushed down into P4, and he's gone top with a 122.555. And Cooper the Bot is on pole position.
Oh, wow. That changed so much at the end there. Fantastic. Like, look at that. Every single driver apart from the last driver in the 22s, and I'm sure Bang would have been in the 22s as well if he had his teammate. But fantastic lap there from Cooper Bott. He has definitely shown that he's got the pace to match these guys. George, take it away with the classification results for Q3.
Oh, here we go. Pole position. Cooper the Bot for Kick Sauber. Late lunge and a last-minute effort puts him on pole position. Ricciardo P2, followed by Dynasty Sparrow setting a late lap as well. And amazing the gaps that we've got in here. Wogjet will be on the second row of the grid for Williams in P4. What a lap he set there. Absolutely superfluous. Alamardi in P5, followed by Pep. An unusual position for him in P6. Panic in the McLaren. Master Suck for Aston. Where's he? He's in P8. Evil Blade for McLaren in P9. This is just a huge mix-up of the grid right here, SJ. I can't believe what we've just seen in qualifying. Stunning work by all the drivers, and I'm just so excited for this race now. Less than a second separating those top 9 drivers, and they were almost all in the 22s, which is faster than all the times we saw in Q2 and Q1. Unbelievable stuff in Division 4 today.
Incredible, absolutely incredible to see. I just love full quality. How can you not love it? That is what you got to see. Suspense at the end there. Track warms right up, and you see some fantastic times. And yeah, changed very, very quickly there. We saw the domination of Aston in Q1 and Q2. It didn't happen at the end there. They actually got pipped right at the end. So very unfortunate for Master Sucks. But that was very, very close. This looks like it's going to be a very interesting race. The question is which team or what car or what driver has the pace in the race? That's going to be the question as we are about to go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights, and we are away for Division 4, the last one of the week before the Melbourne Grand Prix, and we're going into turn 1. Keep an eye on everyone going into turn 1 very nicely there. Peoplebot does lead the way. We're going to go through the pack. A few changes there, left, right and centre, but everyone through so far so good. We've got 19 cars through, George, going into Sector 1, now going into Sector 2.
That's right, yeah, good start there for Cooper the Bot. He'll be stoked with that. Oh, a little bit of argy-bargy going on between Panic and a few others. Evil Blade, and that's going to be Deadly Follows. Had a massive issue. He's around at the exit of Turn 5's already. Contact happening. Bloody Who Cares has made up a couple of positions, as has ADOS. They're 3 wide in the background, and that's going to be a VSC immediately, SJ. They're not going to allow that to continue. And Deadly Follow, with a big spin at Turn 5, triggers the virtual safety car. Doesn't look like it'll turn into a full safety car just yet. We will keep a very close eye on that. Everyone deciding to start on the medium tyres, and a lot of warming the tyres is going to be required through this virtual safety car. But if you keep with the bot right now, you'd be pretty happy. Ricciardo maintaining his position, Dynasty Sparrow maintaining his position as well. A few other movers and shakers on the grid. Dan the Racer and Bloody Who Cares up 3 positions. Jezza and Blackburn up 2 positions in this race, with T. Salmons, the Red Bull, going even worse and losing a position, but his teammate Uncle Morty is up into the top 10.
Yeah, no, really, really good start there. Unfortunate for Deadly Fuller. He's lost his front wing there, so that will be looked at. I didn't actually see it. It happened so quick. But yeah, the interesting thing here as well, we're normally seeing Abu Dhabi on a night race, but look at this. We've got blue skies, and it looks like it's going to be dusk going into a night race. So temperature's going to change here for the tyres. So it's going to be very interesting to see what strategy some of these guys are going to go to, as we do have green light racing. And well, there we go. We've got Cooperbot leading the way. Then we've got Ricardo. Then we've got Dynasty. And then there we go. Look at Wadjet going on the attack already round the outside of Dynasty. Dynasty's going to come back. A little bit of space there. There we go. Look at that. And then you've now got Bang the Bar getting involved. These guys are very aggressive on lap 2 out of 29, and they're going for it. Dynasty now up in a P4, but he's actually been pipped by Bang the Bar, because Bang the Bar's got the move done, and Dynasty's dropping to P5, Pep into P6, now Panic into P7, followed very, very closely by Master Suck, and then Evil Blade, as Evil Blade is ready to prance on the back of the Aston Martin. Ricardo losing that pole position, I think. They're now losing it to Cooper Bot. They're having a nice little battle. Wogjet showing some serious pace. We've got a race on our hands tonight, George, as we see Master Suck going wide there and losing a position there. We've now got McLaren's in P7 and P8. So everything is going on here. These guys just need to get into the momentum. And we're going to go back down at the back because we've got a bit of drama going on here. Someone's lost the front plate. Someone's gone, and T. Salmons has lost it there. So that's very unfortunate for T. Salmons, and he's lost his front left plate. We're seeing faster slaps come through. We're seeing some aggressive racing here very early on, George.
Oh, this is wonderful stuff, and unfortunate there for T. Salmons. He's down in P18, as you mentioned, so a temporary yellow flag. I don't want to scare anyone. Temporary yellow flag, and into the pits does come T. Salmons, and yes, People the Bot did, in fact, lose the lead of the race. We've got a request for onboard view lap, and we'll see who that's for. Master Suck. We have an onboard request for Master Suck, so we'll keep an eye on that, and we should be able to get that for you soon. Cooper the Bot now going to be under attack, and it's an easy overtake for Ricciardo. Gets it done nicely. Oh, Wogjet having a little look, and the Wogjet has been driving incredibly well. Got the one over on a number of drivers early on in this race. Dynasty Sparrow was the driver that got overtaken. Cooper the Bot on the second DRS train is going to get the DRS, and he's going to fly on by Ricciardo. These two have done exactly the same. I'm seeing 2 black cats on the stairwell. SJ, it's deja vu on lap 3. These two are going to be going at it. Wogjet still in train. He's got a chance, maybe down into the second sector again after this lap is completed. Love to see the McLarens. They should be working together now, but they've got 2 Mercedes ahead of them in Pep and Dynasty. And then, of course, Alamati, who's looking incredible for Ferrari at the moment.
Yeah, no, he's doing absolutely fantastic. Bang there in P4, but Master Suck looks struggling a little bit. Really do struggling. I've just I'm on board him. I've been on board him going into the DRS zone, and most of this lap we will be jumping off him very, very shortly. He nearly goes into the back of Evil Blade, just overpowering a little bit too much, probably with the dirty air behind Evil Blade. So he just needs to just watch his momentum. Just be careful, otherwise it's going to be a very painful night for him down there in P9. As his teammate at the moment, Ricardo, doing a fantastic job in P2, but anything can happen. You know, safety cars, anything can happen in this race. As we're using now, using the DRS, using the McLarens to the benefit of his race. His Uncle Morty is 8 tenths back, 35% on the ERS, and no, gets it completely spot on this time. And he is going to be jumping into the DRS of the McLarens, continuing at the moment. But we're going to go a little bit further back up. Wildjet, very, very close to the back of Ricardo. Ricardo keeping very, very close to Cooperbot, and obviously Dynasty and Pep working very, very well together as well. And so are the McLarens. So we've got 2 McLarens, 2 Mercs, and 2 Alpines in P15, P16. So yeah, we've got a lot of teamwork going on here. But are we going to see some mistakes happening with the dirty air? And we are seeing someone go around at the back, and I think that's Ados. Ados has lost it there. No damage to that car that I can see. And yeah, at the moment we continue, and Cooperbot leads the way on that 5 out of 29.
That's right, yeah. No, Ricciardo's been trying to play it a bit more sensible. In that first DRS zone, he decided, no, I'm not going to overtake Cooper the Bot this time. I'm going to use the DRS defensively against Wildjet. So he's really looking in his rear mirrors right now at that Williams and wondering, when is the attack going to come? Because it will come at some point now. He's a lot closer to the rear wing of Cooper Bot. Question is, can he get a good exit out of turn 5? It is. There's an opportunity here, and they're actually going too wide on the exit of turn 5 behind us. That's Master Suck making a beautiful overtake in the background on Panic, McLaren. Ricciardo not going to go for a move this time. He's going to keep it nice and easy. That second DRS zone is the overtaking spot. Wasn't close enough to do it last lap, as Cooper just gets this fantastic exit every time out of turn 7. It just powers him down the straight. There's really nothing that Ricciardo can do, even with the DRS. But he's got a really good run now. He's running the rear wing. Doesn't want to use it, though. He's not diving to the inside into turn 9, which is bizarre, because then he's got the opportunity to take away from the lead, or add to his lead through turns 10 all the way to 16. But he's not doing that, and he's keeping himself under threat from Wogjet at this minute. So I'm not sure what the strategy is right now. Maybe he just wants to keep the pressure on Cooper the Bot and hoping for a mistake there. But Wogjet is looking really feisty at the moment. Another move by Evil Blade, and he's up to P5.
Yeah, Pep's made a mistake, and so Panic's gone off track as well. There's mistakes happening left, right, and centre. And Evil Blade's got in front. Bang's got in front of Wogjet. There's mistakes happening, and we're seeing here is a 1.8 second gap between Blade and Wogjet. Pep has just not got the place with the top 4, and he's dropped down. We've got Jezza into the pits. He's decided to call it. I don't know if that is a bit of damage, but not. But now the 2 Mercedes are behind the McLaren of Evil, and Panic has lost out to Master Suck and Dynasty. He was right behind that battle, and he's just going to lose the DRS with Morty right behind him. So he may have made a big mistake, and we're seeing moves happening here, and Pep makes the move, and he's going to go for the move. Dynasty goes for the move around Blade, out in front there, up into P5. Blade now into P6, Pep into P7, Master Suck into P8, and Uncle Morty into P9. Does Panic have damage? Has he made a mistake? We'll have to wait and see. He's got low ERS there. And yeah, one of the McLarens is going well and the other is not. So he's got a bit of damage. Just trying to keep an eye out on that car. Yeah, he has. He's got no front left plate. He's lost his plate. What do you do now?
Yeah, that's not
what
good.
do you do?
Oh, I don't know.
He got to go hard. Got to go hard, eh? Got to go hard. Got to go in.
Yeah,
go for it.
I think you're right. I mean, he's losing so much time on track. You can see the body language of the car through 13 and 14. He can't keep the rears in line. He can't keep the fronts in line. The car's not responding.
Oh,
like
round the outside! Sorry, George. Oh, Pep goes round the outside, and he's made a big mistake, and that's Dynasty that's in the wall. Oh, drama here from Mercedes. Virtual safety car. And does that bring the safety car out? Yes, it does. Oh, did Panic go into the pits? No, he didn't. He should have gone in. Oh, what a silly decision there for McLaren. Should have gone in. Oh, well, I'll tell you what happened. Pep went round the outside of Master Suck, and Dynasty just completely lost it and went straight in to the wall, and he's fallen himself all the way down at the back with damage to the front left plate. Drama here for McLaren and Merck.
Unbelievable.
Drama here for McLaren and Merck.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Sorry,
That's a
George, back to
disaster,
you.
But I mean, the big winner there. That's quite all right. I mean, the winner out of all of this is Ados, who's come into the pits almost immediately. I don't think anyone else has decided to come into the pit. We might see Salmon try and come in. No, he stayed out as well. So Ados gets essentially a free pit stop right now, and it'll be a little while before we pick before the safety car picks up the leader too. So, oh boy, I mean, really missed opportunity for Paddock there, but I suspect we will probably see him jump into the pits. It may as well just do it now and get it done with, then go the rest of the race on those hard tyres. If he doesn't go for that, I'd be very, very surprised. Keep an eye on his car. Let's see. Coming around the last few corners. We'll see in a few moments' time, but yeah, I mean, that's a huge incident for the Mercedes there. And what could have been, I think really was just kind of a race where they're trying to not lose too many points. Clearly they don't have the pace here. There's at least 4 or 5 drivers that are definitely got better cars, better setup at the moment out on track. And here we go. Here's the rapid pit stop. Everyone taking the freebie. It is going to be the top 4 in the pit so far. It's going to be more than that. It's going to be the top 9, going to be the top 10. I think everyone is going to be coming into the pit and taking the freebie, going onto those hard tyres, or trying to last it out on a new set of mediums.
Yeah, Cooper Bot, man, trying to overtake the car in the front. Luckily he didn't there. Aston crossed the white line. We'll have to wait and see there. Let's have a look. Let's watch these pit lanes because Ricciardo is one for it. Let's have a look coming out the pits. Be careful, guys. I'm watching. There we go. There's 1. There's 2. I'll get you on the pit lane. I'm keeping on board here. We got the Merc of Pep. Yep, very done. Keeps it within the lines. So does Master Suck. Very nicely done, guys. Keep it within those lines. You cross those lines, you're screwed. Oh, down the racer. And that has been line sealed and delivered, mate. You crossed the line there. That's a 3 seconds for down the racer there. So the Alpine of down the racer will be investigated. Lap 8. I told you. I'm on to it. I am done.
You've got it absolutely on top of it. By the way, just want to say, for the first time in Season 8 so far for Division 4, we have an Alpine leading the race, and they will go around enough times that that'll actually count as a valid lap in the lead. So still on the medium tyres, 7 laps old. Jeneth is in the lead of the race with Ricciardo, Cooper the Bot, Alan Mardy, Wogjet, Evil Blade, Pep, Uncle Morty, Master Suck, and Captain Blackburn, your top 10 as it stands. And now we are going to be waiting until this safety car says, okay, we're nice and safe and it's time to go racing again. I'm not sure if we should be congratulating Jeneth or wishing him best of luck. He might be a little bit panicked given he's currently leading the race right now and will be in charge of the restart.
Yes, he will. And I'll tell you something. We're seeing a lot of comments coming in. We're seeing Aston's cross the line. We've seen someone's overtaken someone on safety car. So we could have some big decisions being made here. But we are going to see the safety car coming in. And Panic has got into P12. He's dropped himself out of his teammate there. And Dynasty is way back down there in P17. It's going to be one hell of a drive to push back up into the top 5 here. But we do have green lights. And there's a lot of drama going under at the moment. What's been going on? A lot of comments coming in. We've got 41 viewers tuning in. Lap 9 out of 29. At the moment, Jennifer, as George has said, is leading this race, but not for long because Ricciardo is ready to pounce. So's Cooper. And Bang Labar has been caught sleeping because he's now 1.2 seconds behind Cooper Bot. And Evil Blade now up in the P5, getting the job done on Wogjet. So Evil Blade making up moves here. He had a fantastic result a couple of weeks back. And doing a phenomenal job in Abu Dhabi tonight. But here we go at the front. It looks like Jennifer is going to lose that position to Ricciardo does. Cooper Bot goes for the move on the right-hand side. Fresher tyres. Going to burn a little bit of ERS. And there you go. Looking to make the move. Is he going to get the good slipstream off the back of the Aston? He needs to stay with him. Jennifer is going to really defend the line there. And how does he defend it? Nope. He stays with him, and Cooper Bot into P2, and Ricciardo in P1.
Oh, it's a lovely move by Cooper the Bot. He held it around the outside of turn 9. That is absolutely astonishing work. Yes, he's got the fresh rubber there, and Jennifer, of course, on slightly older tyres in those mediums, but That was a really stunning move, and unfortunately for Jeneth, I think he's going to be in a bit of an uncomfortable situation because he's got a Ferrari trying to come up the inside. There's contact between the two. Yeah, the rear end of the Alpine has been contacted by Alamardi in the Ferrari, and now we have a concertina effect here. It's all clumping up like a big accordion, making a huge sound out on track, and huge changes in our order. Jeneth dropping down position by position. Pep has been caught up in that as well. And I don't know if there's damage on their car. There may well be. He's got a black and white flag against his name too. Dan the Racer up into P7, so an Alpine going ahead of the other Alpine. And Uncle Morty up into P6. It's absolute bedlam out there, SJ.
There it is. Evil Blade now in a P3. Ricardo in a P2. Cooper Bot having a nice little fight there. Pep just seemed to slow right down, and you just can't slow down there. There's so many cars that are so much more faster behind, and if you're slowing down, you've just got to let them through. As we're seeing a bit of drama at the
More
back
contact.
there, and Jezza and Nova King
It's
have come
Nova King.
together. And what's happened there? There's drama everywhere at the moment. What is going on?
It is absolutely kicking off right now. Yeah, I believe F1 Jezza and Nova the King, they were about 3 or 4 wide coming down that first part of Sector 2 and into Turn 6. Everyone got on the brakes at different points, and there was contact, unfortunately, as it all gets squished into that chicane. This is absolutely crazy stuff that we're seeing out on track right now. There's battles still all the way through the grid. Captain Blackburn, bloody who cares, and Panic all going at it as well to get back into the top 10. Cooper setting the fastest lap of this part of the race, and Ricciardo's still right on his tail too. There's a lot going on, SJ. I'm not quite sure where the broadcast team are going to be pointing their cameras right now because they need to be a bit quantum in this. They need to be pointing the cameras at every single car at once.
Yeah, I'm on board with Wogjet and Uncle Morty as Wogjet looks ready to pounce on the back of Bang the Bar. They do not want to be letting that DRS or that battle out in front continue, because at the moment it is not looking good, but Wogjet is ready to pounce. Bang the Bar has got nothing in front of him, so he should lose this position very easy here. But what a performance from Evil Blade now up into P3, doing a phenomenal job. Wogjet not getting the move done on Bang the Bar. They're staying behind at the moment as there's moves happening left, right and centre. Look at this. We've got Panic. We've got everyone going at it. Someone swore, nearly someone losing their wing there. Dynasty on the left-hand side. Bloody who cares? Holds right in. Then Dynasty has to stay behind. He's going to wait for the move. Goes onto the right-hand side of the ERS and the DRS. Look how much ERS he's used there. He's got hardly anything. Bloody who cares? Holds the line. Keeps the line there, but Dynasty he's behind some very interesting manoeuvres going on here, left, right and centre at the moment. As look at this, as we've got Chinif trying to go for the move, and then the Williams is going for it around the outside, and this is only for P14 and P13. Still points, ladies and gentlemen, but there's moves going on left, right and centre. This is not going to end well. We're seeing Ados, someone get pulled over the track there. Oh, it's happening everywhere, like George is saying, but Evil has got 4-second gap to him and Cooper Bot. He really does need to be able to push on because he's got Banglabar, Wogjet and Uncle Morty following very, very closely, wanting those points. And at the moment, we've then got Dan the Racer in P7. This is probably one of his best ever finishes so far in an Alpine at the moment. We've also got them Panic there down in P10, who's fighting against Master Suck, who we would not have seen down there, down in P9. It's all kicking off at the moment down there at the back there.
Oh, it's a real scrap from P7 all the way down. That's Pep making some maneuvers. Master Suck manages to get on through as well on Dan the Racer, so a couple of positions lost in quick succession for Dan the Racer. And Panic is going to be trying to catch up to this battle pack as well and get involved, but he is a fair way back. Also 1.3 seconds, actually saw it as 1.1. It's 1.337, so a bit of a lead interval there for a few moments as well. Cooper the Bot and Ricciardo at the front, switching positions in the DRS zone as they've been doing all the way through this race. And the real question, I think, as you alluded to, SJ, is going to be whether Evil Blade is able to hold on to that P3 position. And time for me to do my signature. Yeah, go McLaren. Get in there, lads. Come on, let's do it. Go for it. P10, P3 right now. Let's keep pushing. My bias aside, it's still a good race. And actually, Alamardi is in the box seat for this one. He could be on for a podium today.
I think it's going to be very tough for Blade. He's doing a 26.057. Bang's doing a 25.6, and Wogjet's doing a 25.8. So they are a lot quicker than the McLaren driver at the moment. The question is do they have the patience? Can they work together It's going to be very interesting to see there. You've got Uncle Morty as well. He's 1.8 seconds. He's out the DRS at the moment. So that's hurting Pep's race. That's hurting Master Suck's race. And they're about to attack. And it looks like Master Suck is ready to attack the back of Pep. ERS deployment here is very low. Panic looking to make the move on Dan the Racer. 16% against Dan the Racer's 13. We've got Uncle Morty and Pep going at it as Pep goes round the outside. Uncle Morty has a bit of a spin. He hits the back of the car there. That's his own fault. There is not going to be investigated there. We're going to go back up to the top as Ricciardo is still battling Cooper Bot. 4.8 seconds. They're just pulling away. It looks like it could be a two-horse race here. Dan the Racer really trying to hold on to Master Sucks. And I think Master Sucks has got the job done. Panic now. He'll be moving up to the next move as Uncle Morty does look like to have damage on that front of the car. But we'll have to wait and see there. People really need to be careful of the brakes. Dynasty just cannot seem to get past Captain Bilkinen. He's got past Bloody Who Cares there up into P12. 1.9 seconds in front of Bloody Who Cares. Big points up for grabs here. The one thing I'm looking at is, are we going to see a safety car? Because some of the guys are really driving very aggressive and very, very close.
That's right, and we're not really even at half race distance. We're just coming up to half race distance, so we've got a long way still to go in this race. And yes, track position is important, but there's so much opportunity for patience at Abu Dhabi. You know, this is the place where it actually makes the most sense to be patient. Just hold off, be in that dirty air for a little bit longer. Yeah, it's not great for your tyres, but everyone is on hard tyres right now, so it's not really like you need to be worrying about it too much. Comment in chat from Peanut saying, have a little look at the fastest laps between P1 and P2. It is a 125.387 and a 125.386 from Cooper the Bot, so 1/1000th of a second in the fastest lap separating P1 and P2. A little bit more than that in terms of the interval, although they are still switching around. Cooper the Bot has made an overtake and he's back into the lead. Expect that to change again in short order. Alamadi has managed to get past Evil Blade, and Evil Blade's having a bad time, a really bad time.
He's lost traction there, and I don't know if those tyres have cooked or he made a mistake. I don't know what's happened, but he's lost 2 positions and he's lost a big lead there. 1.6 seconds to Wogjet and Banglabar. We've got drama going on at the back of the grid. We're just trying to see what's happening here. Everyone is so close together. Look at this. You've got Captain, you've got Dan the Racer, Uncle Morty, Dynasty Panic, all in that battle, and it's still going on as well. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. We have got a prediction coming up. So will there be a second safety car? Please get involved in that prediction. It's only 5 minutes long. 15 laps out of 29. We have seen some serious racing so far, but every single person is on the hard compound tyres. Deadly's on those 13 laps. T. Summers is on the 12. Jez is on the 9, but every single other driver is on the 7, apart from Jennifer, who's on 1 lap hard. And the battle between these two of Ricciardo and Cooper Bot, they're just pulling away from the DRS, using that 6.4 second gap now to Wogjet. It looks like it's between P1 and P2 for the win here, between Ricciardo and Cooper Bot.
Yeah, honestly, I'm thinking to myself, don't count out Wogjet. I mean, he has been super, super quick. We know he's got the pace. Whether he's got the pace to catch up these guys is going to be the real question at the end of the day. Can he manage those tyres? Actually, he's just been overtaken by the Ferrari of Alamadi, so that's going to be another position change. But Wogjet's been absolutely brilliant in the race so far, as has Alamadi. Bear in mind, reserving for Ferrari today and putting it to the Division 4 driver and saying, you know, guys, you might need to step up just that little bit. It's a really stunning bit of work from the Ferrari driver. And Evil Blade, of course, dropping to P5 means these guys are fighting for the podium position right now. So this is all go right now. And a lot of that, as she's mentioned before, it's all go, no brakes. It really kind of has been all the way through the grid. Master has done a great job to get back up into P6. And he's now on the back of Evil Blade, or very close to, short distance between them, but he's got Pep right behind him, P7, for the Mercedes driver and his teammate in P9 after a monumental spin earlier in this race.
Yeah, and Dynasty's done very well to put himself back up to P9 after making that mistake. Bloody Who Cares gets a 3 second as well. We've got the McLarens in front of the Mercedes, and that didn't happen early on in the race. So the question is, are the McLarens going to be able to stay in front of the Mercedes? Wogjet and Bangladesh still battling. This is not helping their situation with Cooper Bot and Ricciardo. And I think this is a 2-horse race at the moment, unless a safety car comes out in the closing stages. This is Ricciardo and Cooper Bot's race to a T, because Wogjet is now 7.2 seconds behind. They've nearly pushed it. They're only a couple of seconds away from 10, which is going to be a massive jump to catch them. The question is it Evil is actually got closer now to Bang Labar, and he's going to have another opportunity to get score some points. But he's also bringing Master Suck and Pep along with it with that 10 seconds, as Dynasty's now got in front of Panic. And, well, this is looking like a interesting battle here between McLaren, Aston, and Merc.
Yep, we had a two-way battle temporarily for P3. It's now turned back into a three-way battle as the McLaren came back into range of the Ferrari ahead, and now we've got Master Suck and Pep right there as well. And bear in mind, Dynasty Sparrow and Panic not actually that far away, so what could be very soon a five-way race, and that's actually Evil Blade going very wide at turn 1, not helping his cause to get back into the fight for P3. But this five-way battle is rapidly going to become
Dynasty's
a
out!
seven-way battle.
Dynasty's out!
Dynasty is out. Massive incident for Dynasty Sparrow. What's happened
He's
there?
in
I
the
can't
wall.
even catch it on the cameras.
He's lost it in the wall. He's come up through the hill. He's gone up through the hill into Sector 1, and I think he's lost it. He's gone straight into the wall. And Dynasty is out of this race. That is his first, I think it's his first retirement of the season. Brings out a safety car, and ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna let this 35 seconds run because it's only 33 seconds. But look at that drama to a T.
Wow.
That drops that gap between Ricardo and Cooper to nothing. After all the work they have done, it is now, I think I spoke about this literally 20 seconds ago, 30 seconds ago, that the safety car will change the dynamics. Oh,
Yeah,
God.
we were. Yep, that's right. You mentioned it, and it has happened. And I feel like my 10 channel points for a yes on that question were well spent. Nonetheless, I was hoping that it wasn't going to be a safety car. I just suspected that there was be, but I did not expect Dynasty Sparrow to be the cause of that. I mean, he's such a consistent racer, and he'll be absolutely gutted with a DNF at Abu Dhabi in round 8. Not ideal. Cooper the Bot has decided to time the pit stop with the safety car, and he will jump in. And this is going to shuffle around the lead a little bit. Evil Blade and Master Suck jumping in too. And so that means that Ricciardo now solidly leading the race. And another penalty coming out, 3 seconds with multiple warnings. Uncle Morty.
Back to the pit lane, back to the pit lane. I'm on it, I'm on it.
That's right, get back in.
I'm back on
We've
it.
got
Let's
10
have a
cars
look.
in the pit lane.
10 cars.
Yep.
And nope, keep a bot's fine. Evil Blade, keep it clean, keep it within the lines.
Well and truly live stewarding happening on the stream
Keep it
right
within the
now.
lines. Yeah, it is live stewarding. You got Captain Bilkin in as well. Just keeping it on the lines. Yeah, well done. Well done, Panic. Very well done. Down the racer. Let's have a look. Yep. Yep, everyone keeping it in the lines. We've got the Ferrari of Nova King. Yep, very nicely done, guys. Keeping it in the lines. Good to see. Good to see.
Yep, that's right. We've got Drive to Survive in chat with the
Drive to
classic line. You cannot park there, sir. Unfortunately, no, you cannot park there. I'll take my 13 channel points, and I will be very, very happy with my gambling today. Lots of medium tyres out there for the remaining of the race, and I think that's a really smart move. Cooper might be in P4, but he's going to have some serious pace at the end of this race.
I'll tell you something right now. Ricardo, Wildjet, and Bang the Bar, you have destroyed your race. Hards with 10 laps, 18 laps out of 29. They are on fresh mediums. They are going to catch you like anything. So,
I mean, yeah, Ricciardo,
Go in.
Wildjet, and Alamadi
Go
are in
in,
the
yeah.
25s. Mid
Yeah.
to late 25s.
I don't know. I think Aston could undo themselves here. Oh,
That has got some championship implications as well there, massive ones. I mean, yes, we've got Mercedes at the top of the pack for Teams Championship, and they're not going to get a big bag of points here, but they've got Pep on the hard tyres as well, so I don't think that's the right choice. And in P10, with a lot of medium runners ahead of him, I just don't think that's the right choice either. So the floodgates open up for anyone else to take some massive points away from today. And at the moment, I'm just looking down the order here. We've got 5 cars from 5 different manufacturers in the top 5. Then it is Aston Martin. So the only hope they've got now is going to be Master Suck and what he can do. If we take it in terms of the tyres, SJ, top 3, Cooper the Bot, Evil Blade, Master Suck. Let's go.
Yeah, it does look that way at the moment. But we've seen things happen before with the hards. But yeah, I don't know what the strategy is there with Pep. 8 laps to go on the safety car on hard tyres. That's an interesting one. I think it might be a mistake. I don't know. I think it's a very interesting strategy there. And I think that the guys out in front are going to get done. I really do. I think the mediums are such a powerful tyre here. Didn't see anyone make the risk it for the biscuit for the soft tyres, which was interesting to see. Would I like to have seen Jennifer or Jez or Salmons go for that move there? Or even Ados or bloody who cares? Someone go for it. We might even see the change. We'll have to wait and see. You know, because at the end of the day, they are going to get another lap of safety car. That then pushes them to 8 laps. No, we're not. It's going to come in now. Wow. Well, there you go.
Wow.
We are going to have 9
laps
of racing on, 9 laps.
Oh, well, if we saw a few cars being unlapped, I'd call this a Michael Massey situation. But great to see the safety car come in. 9 laps of racing to the medium, definitely the right call there. So soft still could have worked, but you would have had a big pace drop-off at the end. So you would have had to work really, really hard for that one. Well, SJ, Ricciardo leads us away. Good luck to the top 3 right now. Those hard tyres are going to be really tricky. Cooper the Bot in the box seat for this one.
Yeah, here we go. He's waiting to go, and he's gone. How quick is it going to be before he's caught by Cooper the Bot on those medium compound tyres? And Cooper Bot, I think he's has he overtaken? I think he's overtaken the Ferrari before the finish. So he's going to be under investigation there. So that's an investigation for Cooper Bot. Lap 20, overtaking before the finish line. So
that's a close
that's
one.
An interesting one.
Close one. Yeah, but Telemati is getting eaten up right now. P4, he's rapidly going to become P5. Evil Blade is coming on through in a very short period of time. Cooper's trying for another overtake, looking on the inside of Wogjet. Has to switch back to the outside. He's going to try around the outside. These two going wheel to wheel. Is there any contact? No, there's not. So Cooper the Bot has got the move done already. He's put 2 cars on hard tyres between him and Evil Blade. Evil Blade and Panic running side by side. Pet making no progress so far either.
He's got no front left. Bang the bang, it's 3! All this drama going on. I think we're going to have a little bit of drama here, because here comes Evil Blade. He's got right into it. He's on the best tyre. Wogjet's in serious trouble. Bang the bar's in serious trouble. Ricciardo is 1.1 out in front, but I'll tell you something, Cooper Bot's got, well, it'll come up to 9 laps plus 1 more, so he's got 10 laps to do it. We've got a yellow at the back there. Jennifer's gone into the wall. Does that bring in a safety car? I don't think it will, because everyone is now coming through. DRS is enabled. It's not gone to plan for the Alpines, especially for Dan Racy. He's having a fantastic race tonight. Jennifer not. Ricciardo now, 7.5 tenths out in front. Cooper Bot's flying, but he's got no front left plate. So if Bang the Bar and Evil and Panic or Dan the Racer can get past these guys, they are going to be quick, because they do not have no damage. But Mercedes look like they are not having the night tonight. Pepe is he's in the mix. He's in the mix. You can see he's got 3 cars in front of him. He's got Nova, Deadly, and Captain Bilkinen. Bang the bar. What's going on here? We've got Evil Blade up in the P4 going for the move on Wogjet. No, stays in behind. Evil Blade stays in that P4 position. We've got moves happening here. We've got Dan the Racer going around the outside of Deadly. We've got Nova King trying to get the move down and Captain. We've got Bilkinen behind. We've got bloody who cares. Pep's now falling all the way down to P13 on those hard compound tyres. And he's now got Adios is going to go for the move. Everyone is going for moves left, right, and centre. We're just keeping on board with Pep, because he is in the middle of this traffic between all the guys on the medium compound tyres.
Yeah, and Cooper has taken the lead of this race. No surprise there. Ricciardo can't do anything to hold off the medium tyres, and Cooper is going to run away with it. Evil Blade now staring down the barrel of a P2 finish. Master Suck with a 3-second time penalty. Multiple warnings there on track. Fastest lap for Cooper the Bot. He's in the 24s already on these medium tyres. Full throttle for him now in this race. Ricciardo's got to hold on and try and find a way to keep Evil Blade away from him. But Evil Blade now released into the clean air temporarily. Will be charging after Ricciardo. Won't get DRS, I don't think, this time out, but that will come soon enough. Wogjet and the Ferrari reserve driver Alamadi now under attack by another McLaren. And McLaren are maybe on for a P2, P3 here. Let's go.
Yeah, I could see there. Adios is really trying to get the move done on Pep. And there we go. We're going to go bit further back up because Nova King, what a race he has had. He's come from the back all the way up to P7. We've got Ferrari in P6 and P7. We've got T. Salmons now making the move. Oh, this is getting very interesting. Pep goes wide there, keeps in that position down into P13. But he's got 2 medium runners right on his backside. He's got Salmons and then he's got Ados right behind him. Then Master Sucks is in the wings, but he does have that penalty. We're going to go a little bit further back up because it's getting very heated at the top. Evil Blade, though, needs to make the gap. He's looking at a P3 at the moment. He's in P3, Panic in P5. McLaren on top, Mercedes in the mud. At the moment, we've got the 2 Ferraris in P6 and P7, one with a penalty. The Williams in P4, Cooper Bot investigated by the stewards. Ricardo, what has he done? Why have you stayed out on 14, 15 lap hards? You madman. I can't see him holding that gap, George. I really can. I can see Evil grabbing that gap.
Yeah, I'm keeping an eye on the gap. It is coming down. It's the 10th, you know, every now and again. I mean, Ricciardo is actually showing really good pace. He's stayed within the DRS zone of Cooper the Bot amazingly. So he's pushing those hard tires to their absolute limit right now. And we know how quick he is. So he's putting everything into this. He needs to stay in DRS. He needs to keep closing that gap. Because that 2.3 second gap that's currently between him and Evil Blade needs to remain. Panic is going for a move on the outside. It's getting very awkward. Wogjet has decided to defend down the inside line, but can't do it because the inside line turns into the outside line at turn 7, and Panic will have it. That'll be a DRS for Wogjet, but it'll be defended by Panic. So 3 and 4 are the positions for the McLarens right now, and this are looking really, really solid by them, but Ricciardo is driving really well.
Ados is round. Ados has lost it into Sector 2. We're going to go back up 23 out of 29. George, we're going to come up for driver of the day. Who is your driver of the day? Do Max Verstappen, Mick Dags, mate. Do not know.
Evil Blade. Evil Blade.
Obviously, Evil Blade. Evil Blade. You're going for
McLaren.
Evil Blade.
Evil Blade. McLaren. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Just in case I didn't make that clear. Evil Blade. McLaren.
Okay.
Okay. And yours. And yours.
I'm going for Nova King. I think he's had a fantastic race in his debut. Absolutely fantastic
Very
race.
good call. Very good call.
I'm going for Nova King. I think he's done absolutely fantastic. Get up through the pack. Look at that. He's made up 9 places.
Safety car.
Yellow car. Oh, yeah. Yellow car. Yeah, safety car. I got confused.
It's a red car, but it's got yellow lights. Yellow car, everyone.
I don't know what I just said then. Why did I say yellow car? That's a game, isn't it, that you play as a child?
That's right.
Oh, God.
Yellow car, got 15 of those,
really
16 of those now. 3 red cars.
You're British,
5
aren't
green
you?
cars. Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, there you go. So it's only a Brit thing to say.
On the hill, counting car colours. Yeah, mate, I know that. Absolutely.
Oh, God. It is over. Yeah, it is. It's over for me tonight. I've got to do this again.
It's over, Frank. We've
do it
been
again.
beaten into submission in the commentary box here with pure craziness of Division 4. It has just been wild.
It has been
Absolutely wild.
It's been
3 safety cars, SJ.
I know, Abu Dhabi, and you wouldn't believe this, right? I think we got one last season in the 100%. So
Wow.
yeah, but the pace is just like, oh, this is massive. This is massive. Now, what do you do here? Do you just keep position? Do you go for soft?
I think if you're a Ricciardo at the moment, you know you've got the pace. The gap was actually increasing to Evil Blade. It was 2.6 seconds. So Ricciardo is going 0.3 of a second. But he is in. I wouldn't do that if I was him.
You're in P2! Why? You've just thrown away a podium. I wouldn't have done that.
That said,
Oh, my days. Look at this.
said,
McLaren P2.
look,
P3.
the argument for Ricciardo here
Gotta be careful
is
here,
that
George.
under DRS with Evil Blade under DRS, Evil Blade will have him instantly. The only reason he was able to hold on there at all was that he was out of DRS range of Evil.
Oh,
So his only choice here is to accept being overtaken by 3 or 4 cars, and keeping the same tyres or jumping onto a fresh set. But he's in P12 now. It's over. No more podium. And that's McLaren, P2 and P3, with Wogjet between him, between Panic and Nova the King, on 17 old hard tyres for the restart of this race, which may take another lap or 2 to get there. We've got 2 or 3 laps left at best. I
yeah.
don't know what Ricciardo could have done. That was an impossible decision to make, but I don't think I would have come in.
I would have stayed out. You know, you're in track position. You know, I don't know. Some of the strategies tonight
Could have maybe held on. Yeah, could have maybe held on for a P3 or a P4. Still a lot more points than P12.
See, I'm worried for Pep because he's only got 3 cars behind him on the mediums, and you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You've got 8 cars on the softs. I don't know how this is going to go, but I can see we can have a big incident here. Honestly,
SJ, we need another prediction up. Will there be another safety car? Because this grid is primed like a gun with the trigger held back.
I could be screaming at the end of this because we've got McLaren, my team, that are P2 and P3, and let's be honest, Evil Blade has not had the pace compared to Wogjet and Bang the Butt tonight. We've seen that. It was falling back a little bit, but to be P2 behind Cooper Bott, got an absolute massive opportunity now for the win of this race. And the question is, and this is the other thing as well, Cooper Bott has no front left plate. So if McLaren work this to a T with 3 laps of racing to go, which it will be 3 laps to go, McLaren could have a 1-2 here in Division 4. And this has been the problem. And you've seen this, George. Mercedes have dominated Division 4 with Aston Martin. McLaren have struggled to get these points, and they have got a massive opportunity with 1 DNF out, which is a Merc, and also Pep down there in P8. You know, massive opportunity to make a stand going into the break week.
Yeah, huge. P12, P15 for the 2 Aston Martins. I mean, they're basically out of the points at this point.
Can't believe it.
Compared to where
when you saw the quality,
it's just unbelievable. Yeah, and that's right. And we saw the pace that these guys had in quality. It's very, very true. And I agree that the McLarens haven't really had the pace today. I mean, they went in at the right time. They got on the mediums, and things have started to fall their way. We can see that as a result right now. And you're right, Cooper the Bot, he's got damage. So what's going to happen here? I mean, there's 2 McLarens. They can work together. They can box Cooper the Bot in to the corner and get 2 cars past him all in one. Safety car is in this lap. We have a few more corners to go, SJ, and then Cooper will lead us away for the restart at turn 16. And I just do not know what is going to happen.
No.
So thank you, Thunderballs, for the love in chat, by the way.
Yeah, I'm just about to put it. I'm going to put 10 minutes in there, guys. I'm going to give you 10 minutes to vote. You've got 3 laps to go. So there's your driver of the day. It is between. I'm going to quickly put mine in. I'd said Nova. You said Evil. So there you go, guys. Driver of the day is in. So get your votes in. But we are going to have some racing. I will let George take away this because I will take this last lap because it's going to be absolutely fantastic. 55 people tuning in, and I'm either going to be screaming or I'm going to be shouting, or I don't know. But over to you, George.
We might even be crying. We don't know. Well, there we go. The green flag's on track. Green car in front. Cooper has sent it, and it is time to go racing again. But it's a great read of the restart by Evil Blade, and already a mistake on the exit of turn 1 there for Cooper. You can tell this car is not performing as he likes, and Evil Blade has got a massive opportunity here. He's right on the back, and they're going to come into turn 5 in a few moments' time. Panic still holding with them, but his job right now is to stop Wogjet from getting back on through. There won't be DRS for at least 1 lap here.
Oh, we've lost someone.
Evil Blade's going to have a big slipstream. We've lost someone already. Who was that? That is Jezza or Uncle Morty. It's Uncle Morty. So big things happening already. They're 3x3 at the background as they head down the straight. Evil Blade's making a move. He wants to take it. He wants to do it as soon as possible. Cooper the Bot doesn't really have an answer at this point, but he's still ahead. But they're going to head down the second part of the back straight. This is going to be another opportunity into turn 9, and Cooper the Bot's going to have to be defensive on the inside. But is he going to be able to do it? Yes, he is. For the moment, Evil Blade, the pressure that he's putting on the top guy right now, Cooper the Bot, is absolutely immeasurable. What can Cooper the Bot do? He is in the defensive masterclass of his life right now. That's what he needs to show us, or Evil Blade is going to pip him. It's all up in the air, SJ. Caution, sector 3. We've got a big accident.
Yeah, massive accident at the back there. I'm just trying to jump on board with it. It looks like we've lost Jennifer. Adios has gone round again. We're going to jump back on here because Ricciardo. Keep an eye on this guy, Ricciardo. DRS, we've got 2 laps to go. He is right behind this whole pack. on soft compound tyres, 3 laps to go. I don't know if he's going to be able to do it. It's going to be a big ask. He's got 4 seconds between him and the leader. We are on board with Evil Blade at the moment. If Panic can get near him, they can shake and bake this and take the lead and maybe even get a 1-2. As we're seeing Nova King go on the right-hand side of Wogjet, and he's hit him. He's had a bit of a spin there, and that means that there's going to be an incident there between Nova King. So Nova King could lose P4. He's right behind there of the McLarens, and there's a bit of drama going on here between the Ferrari and the Williams. As Deadly goes to the outside, and Deadly has had a fantastic race. Evil Blade takes the lead of this race. We're going to have one more lap. I'll let you take it, George, and I'll take the final one. Over to you.
Absolutely. Oh my goodness, there's action everywhere. Cooper's coming back on the inside. Another attack into turn 9. Gets it done beautifully. Nothing that Evil Blade can do about that at all. He needs to time this overtake to perfection for the race win. This is all go right now. Around the outside, Evil Blade's going to try into turn 10. He's not got the room to do it. Going to have to fall back into rank and file until the next lap. Last lap coming up in a moment's time. Cooper the bot still holding on at this stage, and Evil Blade and Panic, they need to work together. This is their opportunity. Another caution in Sector 2. There's action all around the grid. We're coming around the last corner, and it's time for the final lap of this race. SJ taken away. What an exciting way to finish round 8.
Here we go, it's McLaren against Kick Sauber here. Cooperbot 91% ERS, Evil Blade 46, Panic 76. Is Panic going to go for the move here? Is Evil going to go for the move? Cooperbot has to time this to perfection. Jennifer's out of this race. We've got drama going on. Deadly's now into P4. Evil Blade has to go for the move. Who is going to get the job done? Yes, I will refund you Montenegro. I cannot watch Ricardo when we've got this at the front. Here we go, Evil Blade right behind. Panic is right behind. They have got to time this to perfection. Panic is going to go for the move. No one goes for the move. Evil stays behind him. It is all about how much you can burn and how much you can stay behind. Panic looks like he's going to fall out. Evil, is he going to be able to get Cooper? It's going to be so close here. 5 tenths. He's burning everything he can. And Cooper looks like he can stay on here. The McLarens look like they are going to stay here for P2 and P3. Cooperbot is holding on. He's holding everything he can of that car. Pepper's made himself up into P4. Great job by there from the Mercedes driver. Evil looks like he's going to keep P2. Cooperbot is going to hold on here. What a race this has been. Kick Sauber are going to hold on. Evil's going to take P2. Panic's going to take P3. The question is, who's going to get driver of the day? Look behind you, though, because Pep is under extreme pressure from Deadly. Does anyone go for the move? But Cooperbot wins the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix round number 8. Evil Blade takes P2. Panic takes P3, and about bloody time, McLaren. That's all I'm going to say.
Let's go, McLaren.
An absolute fantastic race that was. And we've still got Division 2, which I'm going to commentate next. What a race.
Save your voice. Save your voice, SJ. Save your voice. Oh, my God. It all came unstuck. That's right. No one is getting any rest in SJ's neighborhood tonight because the commentary is coming out at 300% volume. What an exciting race we've had. Evil Blade, it all came unstuck on the exit of turn 7. He got a little bit unsettled. He waited. He was patient. He had it all right there. Just needed to not lose it on the exit, and he did. He unfortunately just got the rear a little bit unstuck, and he couldn't catch up. Cooper the bot. Oh my goodness. This race, 3 safety cars. We've had change of the leadership nearly every single lap, battles all the way up and down the field, at least 5 or 6 big battle packs constantly through the race, people jumping across the pit lane line, people getting penalties, people that we wouldn't expect crashing into the wall, crashing out in what was been a dramatic Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, but it is Cooper the bot, a 124.9, the best lap there, 26 points, of course, in the online standings right there. Then Evil Blade and Panic, let's go, McLaren, P2 and P3, great job. Pep, Deadly Fuller, Nova the King, Wogjet, Ricciardo, Captain Blackburn, and Dan the Racer, the remainder of your top 10. And Aston Martin will have a day to forget, but so will Mercedes. Pep, though, up in the P.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic. And there's your top 3 there, Cooperbot, Evil Blade, and Panic. And we will be jumping on board with some interviews very, very shortly. But first of all, before we go, because we do not have long before we've got Division 2 coming up very, very soon. Yeah, George, thoughts to that race, mate?
Yeah. what do I even say? It was absolutely brilliant. What an incredible watch today. Division 4 never fails to disappoint at all. We've also got a four-way split. Well, 4 votes each for the driver of the day, Evil and Nova King. That's just changed. Nova King's got 5 now. We'll keep waiting. It's still a little bit of time to go. But yeah, honestly, I don't even know what to say. Exciting race. Cooper the Bot held on beautifully. But, that performance by Evil Blade and Panic today was something very, very special and a big turning point in their Constructors' Championship for this season.
There you go, Marzi. He's just sang your praises. He said, I don't know who the other guy in comms is, but he is fantastic. And that's all
thank
over to you, mate. That's all over to you. They don't care about me. They know.
Okay, all right. Well, you need to save your voice for Division 2 anyway. I'll get us started with the interviews, and I think we start in the reverse order. So we'll start with with Paddock, of course. So Paddock, welcome into the commentary box, mate. P3, essentially out of the woodwork there. You must be absolutely on the moon right now. Congratulations.
Good evening, boys. Yes, it's about 35 degrees here outside. So I think my body's at about 150 at the moment. Yeah, I'm over the moon. I had a bit of a mishap there with Pep and Dynasty. Dynasty went off track, lost a bit, and then Pep broke, and then I hit from behind, and then I had wing damage from them too. Pitted, I think came up P13, and then just tried to battle through the grid. It was a bit chaotic at some times, but yeah, good race. Happy to be on the podium first time of this season.
Oh, go McLaren, mate. Okay, so I'm a big Papaya McLaren fan here, all right? So
Can you not tell?
I've been waiting for the day. I'm rocking back and forth in my seat right now. We've got 2 interviews with McLaren drivers today, and I'm absolutely stoked. But I'm stoked for you, mate. That was a great race. Tell us a little bit about the pit stop that made it all happen, the going to mediums under the safety car.
Yeah, well, just before the safety car came out, my engineer told me, which is Thunderbolts, you know him, he told me to go into pits and change my wing and put tires on. And I'm like, no, I haven't really set the tire yet, and I haven't set the wing to be changed. I'll do one more lap. And as I come to the finish line, starting line, the safety car came out. So I'm like, all right, we came in, and yeah, Evil Blade, both times we pitted behind Evil Blade, we timed it perfectly. I didn't wait. I waited maybe 0.00 of a second, so it was great. And then after that, it was just trying to stay alive and finish the race.
Absolutely, yeah. The restart was pretty wild, and it looked like you had a lot of pace too. Was there a thought in your mind, hey, maybe I should just take that P2 away from my teammate? Did you think about it at all? You worked together beautifully, though.
Look, we obviously it comes together, and we're going to go for the move together. He didn't have the best exit out of turn 3. Fortunately, I had a great exit. I could have taken both of them with that first straight, but I think if I did make the move, broke hard, there could have been an incident created. And P1 or 2 or 3, doesn't matter, you're on the podium. Both cars on the podium. I didn't want to risk it. I did have pace. I had to back off a couple of times, but I'm happy with the result. Evil definitely deserves P2 tonight.
Absolutely. Well, congratulations. SJ, any questions for our P3 finish to Paddock?
Yeah, mate, let's go. About bloody time, man. About bloody time. That's all I'm going to say.
We're not biased in the commentary box at all.
I can't. Well,
yeah, mate.
The reason I'm giving it a big praise is because it's been a real tough start for Panic. And it's really, really good to see the motivation tonight, to see the McLarens up there as well, and to see Panic get a podium. Great race, well deserved. Yeah, no, fantastic. And tough race, because I do believe that the guys out in front did have the pace. I did see that in some areas just didn't seem to have the pace on them. Banglabar and Wogjet were very, very fast tonight, and Cooperbot and obviously Ricardo were on another level. And I think strategy called to make the changes as well. So no, congratulations on the podium, and yeah. Let's go, McLaren. Let's go, Panic. Come on. Get that peanut butter.
Cheers, mate. Thank you, buddy. This is, proper points. First time of the season. I think out of 8 rounds, this is proper good finish. So, yeah. Thank you, fellas. You have a good night.
You too, mate. Thank you. And now let's go to our second place finisher. It is Evil Blade, another McLaren driver. Let's go, buddy. Good stuff. No,
and the head steward.
Overall, mate. And head steward, yeah, fantastic. Evil, I don't know if you've got any words at the moment, but you must be absolutely stoked.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that was a hard race. I thought when Bang and Wogjet didn't go in for the mediums, I thought, oh, cool, I can get past them pretty quickly. But they made me work for it. Yeah, and then the next safety car came out. I'm like, oh, I can win this.
That's right, yeah.
Because I could see Cooper was struggling after that safety car, so I was trying to stay as close to him as I could. But I just, on that last lap, I got a terrible run out of 3 and a terrible run out of 5, which kind of hurt because I was trying to get him on the second DRS straight. But
Yes, we saw
it
that.
just didn't work.
Yeah, we saw that, and then on the exit of 7, just lit up the tyres a little bit too much, and probably just a little bit eager to get the foot in there. But it's unfortunate, but yeah, I mean Cooper was also running with a little bit of damage at the end too, so it was really all there for the taking. But still, a fantastic result. Tell us a little bit about what happens in your mind when you realise, okay, I'm on a good fresh tyre, and the 3 guys in front of me, they haven't pitted. You've got to overtake at least 2 cars to get there, and you did that reasonably well. But that must have been pretty stressful.
It was a little bit, but I knew I could get out of the corners better than those guys, so I just had to pick my spot, and I was thankful that they didn't hit me.
Absolutely. Well,
after I passed them.
Yeah, that's right. I'm going to wish you congratulations on P2. McLaren is in a great spot going into the break, and I'll hand you over to SJ for some questions, and also just another comment. Go McLaren. Good stuff.
He's worse than me. What?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, no, honestly, Evil, what a night, mate. You were obviously up there for most of the night. How did you feel when you saw the safety car come out when looked like Cooper and Cooper and Ricardo had this race basically in the bag, nearly seven seconds out in front, and then everything changed.
I'd virtually thinking that I was either going to get P3 or P4, which I would have been happy with anyway. That would have worked out really well for us anyway. But 2-3 is even better. So I was actually quite thankful. I thought they were both going to go in. To be fair, I thought Cooper and Ricardo was going to go in for that final safety car, and we decided with the engineer that was not happening. So, but yeah, congrats to Cooper. He did a good job holding us back there at the end.
Yeah, just didn't. It's just so unfortunate because he had 91% of battery before he was going on to the main straight. So he was really holding it, but he didn't have the turning ability in the car. He had that front left plate, so to hold on, that was a serious defense from him. But you made some real funny errors. You could have actually lost it, I think, very early on in the race. You actually went off track and you lost about 1.5 or 2.5 seconds to the guys in front. And that's when Bang and Wogjet managed to catch you up. What happened there in that situation?
I know I ran. I don't even remember that, to be fair. I'd have to go back and look at it. But yeah, I think I just made a mistake. Went off. Those 2 guys got in front of me and they buggered off a couple of seconds up the road. So I had some work to do there. And I think that second safety car really helped me out.
Was there any thought? Was there any thought process of making the move for Panic to get the move and try and do a shake and bake on Cooper?
That was what we were trying to do anyway, but I wanted to do it on the second straight. But I probably should have just let him go. Be like, go, you overtake him, and I'll try and do it on the second straight. But yeah.
Well, no.
I called the wait. We'll do it on the second one, and it didn't work out for us.
Well, we'll say it this way: it has been Aston and Mercedes dominating Division 4 for a period of time, and that is obviously great points for the whole McLaren team in Division 4. Obviously, unfortunately, only one of those Mercedes scored points tonight, and you scored some massive points, and it's probably. We've been waiting for that time to come for quite some time. How do you feel about that momentum going into the break of that finish tonight?
Oh, I think with a little tiny bit more work, I think we can do it permanently.
Well, there you go.
That is fantastic.
There you go. You've heard it.
Fantastic. Yeah.
So, boys, just wanted to wrap. Congratulations to Cooper for P1, mate. Great job.
Look at that. Look.
Thanks, mate.
Absolutely. Well, a big thank you to Evil Blade and Panic, guys. Thank you so much. Congratulations on the 2-3. And now we get to talk to our leader and winner of round 8 for Abu Dhabi, Cooper. Welcome into the commentary box, mate. Big congratulations on first place. You've just heard the McLaren crew speak your praises a whole bunch. Wish you congratulations too. But what a fight at the end there. Damage at the end, saving the ERS. You did everything right, it seems, under some pretty tough conditions.
Yeah, shout out to the McLaren drivers. They put up a hell of a good fight at the end. I was always planning to make sure to have enough ERS for both straights and stay in front, and fortunately that happened.
That's right. Yeah. So, when that contact did happen inevitably, and of course the safety car coming out too, was the pressure really starting to be on? I mean, we know you've got incredible pace at the moment. Your race pace has been really on point, and when we saw you third place or fourth place, I should say, lined up between yourself and essentially a win. With 3 hard runners in the way, we thought, well, it's going to be over. It's going to be easy pickings. But then another safety car.
Yeah, it was just I wasn't too worried when that safety car came out. I knew I'd back myself in, make sure to stay off the track limits, and had to brake a little bit early because of the damage. But I was not too worried about the safety car coming out.
Well, it's another great result, mate. So I'll wish you congratulations and hand you over to SJ.
Yeah, we obviously, I don't want to make this one quick, but we do have Division 2 around the corner. Cooper, I just want to say, mate, since you've jumped in, mate, you've had some fantastic results. You've definitely got the pace out there, but it's not an easy P1. It's nice to see some of those easy ones when you've got about 5-6 second gap out in front, which we've seen before. Obviously, last week in Portugal, you took the win there, hands down, well done. But obviously tonight it was you and Ricardo, and obviously the safety car then came out. You were 7 seconds out in front. How did you feel when that safety car came out, when you had that much of a gap compared to P3?
Well, firstly, shout to Ricciardo for an amazing, great battle the entire race until the end. But yeah, it was a very good battle. When the first safety car came out, or second one it was, I was always going to pit for new tyres, and then just prayed that no one else followed me in, which a lot of people did, but make sure to get new tyres for the end, and fortunately enough, that happened.
Well, you had that drama at the end there, that little bit of an incident. Can you give us a little bit of a, because you are in the investigation, you have been gone into the onboard stewards situation there with a situation with you and Bang Labar and the safety car restart. Can you give us a little bit of an insight to that situation?
I was never alongside him going past the finish line.
Okay, were you beside him on a safety car restart? Or were you behind him? he's gonna be very careful how to answer this, George.
No comment.
Oh, drama and kick.
I would have said the same thing. Don't worry. I would have said the exact same thing.
No, I'm not going to take it away from you. Obviously, you were under investigation, and I do want to obviously ask these questions because we did see that that's how you lost your front wing. So I just wanted to see what happened there in regarding that situation, and if you are behind,
I lost my front wing at turn 1.
going after the
Yes, he did.
Restart.
After safety car. It was at turn 1, not before.
Yeah, turn 1.
It looks like Evil was not racing and spectating at the same time. It's obviously a man with that.
I was right behind him, so I got a bird's eye view.
Bird's eye view. For you, last question before we go, Cooper, as we do have to wrap it up. How do you feel in the car and in the kick team? You've obviously got two wins under your belt, obviously pending the results and penalties and such and such. Going into obviously the break week, how do you feel in yourself that you've done so far?
I feel like I've done a good job, obviously. Been a good battle with a couple of these other drivers, so it's great racing.
Okay, well, I look forward to obviously seeing you again on track. It's been absolutely fantastic. It's been great to see. You've definitely got the pace. Do you believe that you've got the opportunity there to battle those guys for the championship, or do you think that's signed, sealed, and delivered? What's your thoughts?
See what happens.
Ooh, I love it. I love it.
That's a good answer.
I love it.
That is a good answer.
That's a good cliffhanger.
Well done, Coop.
There's a good cliffhanger. Yeah, congratulations. All right. Well, we are going to have to stop it there because we do have Division 2 in about 17 minutes' time. What an in for Division 4 to go on a break week for the Melbourne Grand Prix, which is around the corner. We will see them back in a week's time when they do it all again at Melbourne. How about that? Come back and race at Melbourne. I think it's Melbourne. I'll just double check. I think it's Melbourne. Let me have a look.
Check.
I want to double check.
But if it isn't, then I'd be surprised.
I feel like an idiot.
That'd definitely be appropriate.
It is Melbourne. So they come back and race at Melbourne. Like, you could never have timed that, could you? You could have never have timed that.
No.
That is absolutely fantastic. Honestly, it's
amazing coincidence.
It is amazing coincidence. No, honestly, a fantastic race to commentate tonight. Well done to everyone. Everyone have a great break. You deserve it. It's probably come at the right time. Some teams may think it's not. They would have probably wanted to continue that momentum going into it, but people will be able to review their performances this week and for the remainder of the season as well from the start of the season. So big up to all of our sponsors. The main one, AI369. Thank you very much. Keep following them. We've got obviously their links coming up in the comments, so get amongst that. You've got Pagnian as well. If you want any sim gear going into the week's break, then feel free to get on board that link and let me know. And also we've got Pagnian SimLab as well, and also Speed Nation New Zealand only. George, mate, what a pleasure to have you in the comms box. I know this is your division, and I don't normally jump in, but I am here due to a break week in another league. But what a night to commentate with you, mate. I thoroughly enjoyed that. But what an end to finish that off for the break week for Division 4.
Yeah, too right, and a pleasure as always, SJ. Well done to everyone in Division 4. You've put on an absolute cracker of a race today. So thank you very much to everyone in chat for joining us with the great questions and the onboard. Thank you to yourself, SJ, and all the team at the background for Rush Racing League. That was round 8, and we are looking forward to next time. But enjoy the Melbourne Grand Prix. The real Formula One returns at long last, and maybe the McLaren luck is changing for a reason, SJ. I'll just leave it with that.
Yes, and I'll leave you a quote as I always do before we go. Cooper Bott, we've just asked him if he feels that he can win the championship. He said no comment. What does that mean for the rest of the division? Have a great break, and we'll see you in Melbourne. Good night.